yes, Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by our enlightenment. Biafra, shining forever.
Chiri mara ndị kwere ekwe, ndị bụ na-ejikwa ịhụnanya ịnarata ihe n'aka, ndị bụ na-ejikwa mmadụ anata wee bụrụta ego dịrị ha. Mgbala izewe ịhụnanya, mgbe okwukwe nwere olileanya, mgbe okwukwe nwere olileanya, ịhụnanya gbara ọsọ n'ụlọ ụka. Ngwa gị ya chụrụ ya ọsọ, iru otu na nkewa akpọmasị maramara n'iru jụrụ ya ọsọ. Nwanna mụ na ya nsachi mmụọ si na ọmụrụ ya mma. Onye ahụ mụ na ya sekwa ekpere, ọ na-agọzi na njọ ọgwụ eje. O wee bụrụ ọkwa ka a na-azọ, onye nwere ọkwa ọ bụ ya kachasị. We not search it all, no look about passenger. We not accept it all, the less the loser stands so small. Iro di no la ira agua balisi, llega agua me bodo lisa. Kalo. Ala Biafra, ole nwanne gị. Gọvanọ Lesotho ole nwanne gị. Okezi ikpeazụ nwanne m ole Nnamdi. Gọvanọ Lesotho nwanne m ole Nnamdi Kalo. Ụmụafọ Igbo ndị rijuru afọ ole Nnamdi Kalo. Cubana chief priest ole Nnamdi. Cubana lodge nwanne ya ole Nnamdi. Imoni ajụmole Nnamdi nwanne gị. Ebe ka ha nọ ndị nwere ego n'ala Igbo. Bilodile ole Nnamdi Kalo. Ụmụafọ Igbo niile ma ndị mma ma ndị na-amaghị. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Ọnụnụ be Biafra gbara ọsọ. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Ụmụ Igbo ole Nnamdi. Skibo komedi ọnụ na-ekwuru ọra ole Nnamdi. Ndị azọpụtara n'ala Igbo ole Nnamdi. Ebuka Obi ole Nnamdi. Mbaka Ogule ole Nnamdi Kalo. Ọtụtụ ndị eze nwe n'ala Igbo ole Nnamdi. Reverend Omeokpayi nna m ukwu ole Nnamdi Kalo. Ndị zọpụtara ndị ezi omume ole Nnamdi. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Ọnụnụ be Biafra gbara ọsọ. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Ọjị ụzọ Kalo osisi ka osisi be ya. Eji m aha Jizọs Kraịst of Nazareth na-ajụ gị ajụjụ. Ajụ m ole Nnamdi nwanne gị. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Abara ibe ị na-ekwuchitere ogbenye ọnụ. Mmụọ na mmadụ na Chukwu kere ụwa ha niile bụ onye Igbo. Abara ibe ole nwanne gị. Ole nwanne gị. Ọ bụ ụzọ dị mma. Ama m n'iwe okenyele. Okenye so na-achị Igbo lee. Amakwa m nwere obiọma. Mana ị ga-anọ n'ụlọ lee. Ewu anwụọ n'ọkpọle. Ị ga-anọ n'Imo steeti lee. Ụmụnne ga-anwụsị. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. 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 Mmụọ Jehova na-ajụ unu ajụjụ ole Nnamdi. Ole Nnamdi lee. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. Onye ga ya na nwanne ya so ụjọ na-atụ ya. Onye ga ya na nwanne ya so obi na-ajọ ya njọ. Onye na-aga ebe ọ na-aga ọ bụ nwanne ya na-ele ya. Ọ bụrụ na ọsọ chụọ gị n'ezi ị ga-alọtakwa n'ụlọ gị. Mana ọsọ chụọ gị n'ụlọ ebee ka ị ga-agbawa. Ndị nwere ego n'ala Igbo ma ndị mkpọrọ ma ndị na-akpọdire. Ọnụnụ be nwanna gbara ọsọ. 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 Mmiri awiro onye dibịa were ọgwụ gị. O ruola mgbe eji eji ya arụ ọrụ ka akpọlata nwanne anyị. Ọ bụrụ naanị ime ọgwụ ka e gbuo nwanne. Akwa ọkụkọ tiwara akị n'obodo Ọba. Ọ ga-eruola onye ọbụla ga-eweli ma ntụ ya elu. Ọwụ naanị ịkwụ ọgwụ ga-atụ anyị.
Hello, my wonderful people of Biafra, friends of Biafra, and lovers of freedom. This is Maazị Ezumezu Nwekwensu. As I welcome you all, please endeavor to welcome others. We arrived this morning on a wonderful topic, on a wonderful program, Hardcore with Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor, IPOB lawyer. Please, as you come in, please endeavor to hit the like button and share the program. Those on YouTube, please endeavor to subscribe and share the program. We are live at our various platform on Facebook, on Ikechukwu Umadi Ezumezu and Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu and the Ikechukwu Ezumezu. All those pages, they are all our pages. Please don't bother to look at the numbers. Facebook are fighting, but we don't care. A lot of people are already watching on YouTube and on Facebook. So please hit the like button and share the program. We have to welcome our Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor. No?
Thank you. Good morning, ụtụtụ ọma.
Yeah, Barrister.
Ụtụtụ ọma.
Ọtụtụ ọma Barrister. No?
Thank you.
Happy New Year na ọ bụrụ ndị oyibo.
Same to you.
Mụnwa wụrụ onye ọdịnala na ya ka abala alọ ọfụ nke a Grigori kalenda.
Daalụ.
Hey, Barrister, ndewo. You're welcome to the program, to the hardcore program. Ndewo,
you.
Barrister.
Thank you very much.
You know, Barrister, anyị nwere idea na ịgbatụrụ ụlọ ka obodo dịkwa.
Well, obodo calm throughout the period.
Yeah.
Yesterday night ka nka batara Abuja. At least the part of ebe mụnwa ga calm throughout the celebration period. Even though na onye ọ na-ajụ m kedu mbọsị onye isi ga-apụta na-akọwakwa ha n'ọkwa Federal Government of Nigeria jizi onye isi na ndị lọya asụgokwu oyibo niile ama a ga-asụ n'ọzọ alụlụ a na gọọmenti ekpọrọ ha arapụ ha because they know ha ma ihe ha melụ and maybe egwu na-atụ ha na arapụ ya na ọ ga-akpọ ha jee ma international courts and other places. So ma Nigerian government ma Kenya government ma British government egwudo onye ọ na-arụ. So onye bụ the problem. Everybody ha ncha na-eche kedu ihe a ya eme nwoke a ya eme ọpụta ka ọ ghara ikwu okwu. But ịma na onye isi anyị abụrụ na onye a na-edebe n'azụ oche sị ya mechie ọnụ. So many of the things that happen needs explanation. The various government need to explain what happened. The whole world too chọpụ ka aghọta what exactly happened. So they are thinking that they will shut him down or shut him up. Unfortunately, it's impossible for them. So now, they're interested in what is going on. A lot of people from everywhere, they're all interested to know what is going on and the outcome and the expected outcome of what we are doing. And God is going to help us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The only thing, again, federal government bụ gọọmenti arụrụ ana ụzọ niile esi agbada ala Igbo the terrible. Iburu moto gị gbadacha ịgbagote ịgba na ị ga-eje change all your shock absorbers and bushings and everything. Very terrible road. Very terrible road. And then the influx of ndị kidnappers, though we did not experience any, but on the 24th, we didn't. Eventually, we heard that over 5 vehicles were attacked, and the occupants were all taken away. Side Ejule. Ejule is somewhere in Kogi State. So it's terrible. Ị chọọ na ụlọ village, mana ị ga-ngodo ọgwụ BP gị. And the fear, so ị chọọ na ịṅụ ọgwụ BP wee nwee ike na-aga. That's the thing. And flight adịrọ n'easy, so onye ọna ndị otu anyị na-agbagodo moto na-aga, especially when you are going with a large family.
Yeah,
so but God is helping us. We are moving.
Ndewo, Barrister, you are welcome because it's not easy. No, that's not a jana we see.
Exactly.
Ndewo, Barrister, you are welcome. Barrister, you are welcome. Barrister, before we go to the hard talk, because some of the questions I'm going to ask you, I'm going to play a devil's advocate.
Okay.
But before we go to the topic, Barrister, few days ago, we saw a terrible news uh, from our land, from eastern part of Nigeria, precisely Imo State.
Yes.
And I watched through the media, through mainstream media, to see if they will carry the news. I did not see it as in I did not see it in the news. Even the state governor, Hope Uzodinma, did not say it. And it happened in also precisely in some villages around there. By this time, we saw a lot of people being taking shutting their life off. Even in a family. They came in a family, all the family will be gone. We saw a lot. And if I play the video here, believe me, this program will shut down. So I don't know if you heard about the news, about this news, but maybe I'm going to play the video I'm going to play now. Will just they have taken some of their body and we can see the blood, and it happened in Imo State. And I was told that the one of that in them is more than 40 people a few days ago. So, Barrister, do you heard about it?
No, unfortunately, no, I didn't.
Wonderful. Ah, so that will tell you the extent they are hiding things that is happening in Biafra land.
In this
Yeah.
country, especially when it concerns the Igbo man, once such kind of tragedy strikes, nobody, nobody airs it. Nobody brings it to public notice. And unfortunately, also, the governor seems to have surrendered his state to this kind of this kind of events. I have been following issues in also to the extent that at a stage I got tired because the only story you hear from also is killing, killing, killing. And the state government is not doing anything about it. There is this young man in Osu that wanted to bring serious peace to Osu. A young boy of maybe in his 30 or 40 years. They call him Agbego Nkete, Mr. Kingsley Egemole, that is his name. He's based in Lagos. He has been mobilizing for peace in Osu. Unfortunately, they said the big man in Osu mobilized, got him arrested with the Nigerian through the Nigerian army in Lagos. After they have been sending people to assassinate him in his house in Lagos, they couldn't. They now sent the Nigerian army because he ran away and hid inside the army barracks. They now sent the Nigerian army to um, to arrest him. Are you with me?
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Yeah, they sent the Nigerian army to arrest this young man, in the Nigerian in the Lagos, and they detained him for close to 3 months. We followed it up. The Nigerian army said they allege that he's a member of that he's sponsoring IPOB, that he's a terrorist, that is everything. But the Nigerian army, after arresting him, I met with top ranking officers. I mean, when I mean top rank, I mean very, very, very top ranking officers of the Nigerian army, including their chief of military intelligence, including the Nigerian army PRO, including some other generals that I met on his behalf. And at the end of the day, I told them, check this man's handset, his phone, whether he has been doing what they claim that this man has been doing. After they detained him in Lagos, they took him to Obinze military barracks in Imo State for some times. Then they now moved him to the DSS. They were all trying to investigate him. I went to the DSS office in Imo State. I met with the director, and after everything, they found nothing. They found absolutely nothing with the young man. So they released him. I also went to court on his behalf. I sued the Nigerian army and I sued the director SSS and I sued the SSS. But my client at the stage said I should forget it. I should leave them. That they want to distract him from what he's trying to do. I should withdraw those cases from court. You know. Now the young man listed those who have been killing people in Osu. He listed those who have been killing people, and he gave them pictorial evidence of the killings. He gave them voice notes of people who were later killed because and where they are begging for their lives. Please don't kill me, don't kill me. And those who were saying don't kill me mentioned the names of those who want to kill them. And eventually they were killed. Those people were arrested. At least two of them I know were arrested. After a while, they released them from the information I got. They released those people who were killing people without charging them to court. So and they claimed that those who that they were security men engaged by the Osu people. Well, I don't know how security men engaged by Osu people will take pleasure in killing old men of 80 years. They kill people of 80 years, they kill men and women, old men and women, they bomb people's houses in Osu. And these people are some of them are indigenous of Osu, claiming to be security people for Osu, killing people in Osu. You know, so it's just so sad. It's so unfortunate the way Osu local government has turned into. When people say it's because of IPOB, is it in Osu or in Imo State to have IPOB alone? Do we not have IPOB in Anambra? Do we not have IPOB in Ebonyi? Do we not have IPOB in Enugu State? Why is it that Osu is the theater of war? It is because the government in Imo State appears to have to take pleasure. They enjoy the killings. I think that is my personal opinion. I might be wrong, but to me, I think it is that they enjoy the killings, and they think they can rule Imo State by force, by power. You cannot rule human beings by force of power or by force of arm. If you do that, they will think the human beings were really they might keep calm for a while, after which they will rise up again. You can only rule human beings by explaining to them circumstances and situations, by bringing them to a discussion table, by calling them for a meeting. That is how you can capture human beings. But when you want to rule them by force of power, they will be resisting you. No matter the number of people you kill, if you like, kill the whole village, other villages will resist you. You know. So I pray that one day Imo State will find peace. I pray one day they will have a governor that loves peace. I pray one day they will have a governor that they elected by themselves. That is my prayer.
Yeah, yeah, Barrister Ndewo, Barrister Ndewo. Well, before we continue, we would like to welcome the IPOB State Coordinator from America, Mas Cosmos Zulu. Mas Cosmos Zulu, you're welcome, sir. Ndewo, sir. Ndewo, sir. Mas, I am so surprised that he didn't hear about the event,
No,
But uh, but you have said it all. Mas, and please, I want to actually use that word, killing. You use another word, maybe off life, buying, because another agent, another distinct, you know. Eh, so, Ndewo Mazi,
thank you.
Ndewo Mazi. Oh, it's an eyesore, and it's a. When I got the news, my heart was broken. We say you are Igbo, ka a na-ana n'iyi, but nsogbu adịrọ.
But
Nsogbu
I also want to have the video after the program, please.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll send you the videos. I'll send you the video. Maazị ihe eti mkpu. Ihe eti mkpu. Ihe eti mkpu Maazị na those videos. Ihe eti mkpu. I'll send you the videos Maazị.
It's okay.
So Maazị, ka anyị kọọ n'ubi onye anyị bịa. Maazị, why did Emeke legal team refuse to take the date from Nigeria government? As I told you, I'm going to play devil advocate.
Yes.
No, no, because we saw a news from Nigerian media that Barrister Ejiofor refused to to accept the court case from Mazen Nnaemeka, the date. And we saw also a news from Sarah Reporter that Ejiofor refused that date because that case file was also sent back to Justice Binta Nyako. So, but let me just put it to you. Why did MK refuse to accept the date, please? We want to hear from you.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, we all know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stood up publicly and informed Justice Binta Nyako and the whole world that he has no confidence in Justice Binta Nyako's court and that he does not want to be tried by Justice Binta Nyako. Binta Nyako made an order that she has recused herself from the case and referred the case back to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court is supposed to assign that case to another judge. But the information we got through the prosecution lawyer, Chief Awomolo, it was that the case had been referred back to Honorable Justice Binta Nyako. We got that information on the floor of the Court of Appeal. Now, having gotten that information, we had nobody, the Federal High Court Chief Judge did not deem it fit to inform us, the defense lawyers, that the case had been sent back to Justice Binta Nyako. The next thing we saw was that Chief Awopolo wrote a letter requesting for a date for the case. If we are playing on a level playing ground, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court ought to have also informed us, as it informed Chief Awomolo, that the case had been sent back to Justice Binta Nyako. We also ought to have been informed. That will make us equal. But when you select those to tell and those not to tell, then something is fishy. We cannot hear that the case has been sent back to Justice Binta Nyako through the prosecution lawyer. He is not more special to us, to the court, than we are. We are supposed to be equal. The Chief Judge is supposed to treat us equal. Justice Binta Nyako is supposed to treat us equal. So if you are talking with the prosecution lawyer one side and you're not talking with the other side, then something is wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. You know, there is this saying in law that justice should not only be seen to be done, that justice should not only be done, but should also be seen to be done. So you must treat us in a way that we will also feel as equal partners with the office of the prosecution lawyers. Thank you. That is one. Then secondly, our client having rejected to be tried by Honorable Justice Binta Nyako on the basis that her impartiality is in question, which was also echoed by the Supreme Court of the land. Everybody, we know the kind of trial we are facing. So we want an impartial judge, a judge that will not take side with anybody. But this is a judge that the Supreme Court has already said is partial. So if the Supreme Court of the land say a judge is partial, who are we to say he's not partial? And we have been seeing a lot of things that we're not happy with in that court. We have been crying over so many things in that court. So taking us back to that court is something we will challenge. We have already started the process of challenging it. We have written to the Chief Judge already, asking him to reassign the case to another court in line with the cry of our client and the pronouncement from the Supreme Court. Assign it to a judge that is not Binta Nyako. Any judge of the Federal High Court, whether the judge is in Calabar or whether it's in Zamfara, any judge of the Federal High Court, but not Binta Nyako. So we cannot, I don't know how we are going to appear before a judge that our client says is partial already. So we're going to challenge that. So a law is acting in our collective decision. We respect to date. We will not take a date from Justice Binti Nyako. That is what our client has told us, and that is what we want to do. Unless they give us a new judge, then we can go and do the case. So that is it.
Okay, Ndewo Mazi Ndewo, you're welcome. You're welcome. Before we continue, let's welcome a regional coordinator from America, Mazi Chiezoku. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Mazi Cosmos Zulu, yes, I am an Obubu. Come on, I ain't use that word from K. The program, I can report the program, and they may take it down. All my Kiaka use buying or any other off life. So Mazi, so Ndewo. So Mazi, thank
Mm.
you so much for your explanation. We do understand what you explained, because, and also we heard from MK legal team that if they want to challenge that statement from our leader for asking Bitanyako to withdraw, they have to go to appeal court. It's not
Yes,
only not to be memo,
exactly.
they have to go to appeal court to challenge it, so it will become official. So
Exactly.
do you have to say anything on that, Mazi?
Yes, Justice Binti Nyako made an order recusing herself. It is a court order. And once a court makes an order, it's an order that should be obeyed by everybody, including the chief judge. So the chief judge cannot, by writing a letter or a memo, set aside an order of court. The only person that can aside an order of court is for you to appeal against that order before a superior court. Even Justice Binti Nyako cannot set aside her order, because by then she will become a functus official. So for them to set that order aside, they should go and appeal on it. So if they want to stampede us into going to Justice Binti Nyako, then we'll go to appeal court challenging that. We will not ask appeal court whether by a stroke of the pen, an administrative process, an order of court can be set aside. You know, Justice Binti Nyako has already made an order of court recusing herself. So the chief judge of the Federal High Court cannot, by administrative process, tell her to continue with the case. If Binti Nyako had wanted to continue with the case, what she would have done is to note that the client has asked her to withdraw or to step aside from this case. So she is referring this case first back to the chief judge for either reassignment or to take further action. But she didn't say that. She said, I hereby recuse myself. It's an order of court. It's a pronouncement made while sitting as a judge in a matter. So you cannot just wake up in the morning and then remove it because you are chief judge. Not even the Supreme Court can remove it without following due process. So that is the thing. Anybody who wants to challenge it should go to the Court of Appeal to challenge it, including the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. Thank you.
Yeah, Ndewo Mazi, Ndewo Mazi. And let me also ask again, Mazi, with all those things going around Justice Bitanyako, are you sure that his hand is not tied? Are you sure he's not under pressure to deliver a case they wanted him to do? Because we have seen maybe other judges running away from this case because they know there's nothing against Mazi Nnamdi.
Well, in Nigeria, anything can happen. In Nigeria, anything can happen. I may not have the details, but I also remember once that there was a time the ruling on bail was about to be delivered. Immediately before that time, the news media again started carrying out news on the trial of Rear Admiral Inyako, Murtala Inyako. That's the husband to Justice Binti Inyako. So I don't know why the media choose that time to bring up the issue of that the federal government wants to go back to that trial. I don't know why, you know, but I don't know if it's just coincidence, you know. So, but this is Nigeria. Anything can happen. I don't know. I don't know if her hand is tied. I don't know if she's acting within the limits of the knowledge of law she has. But I didn't like the idea that the news media brought up the issue of the trial of Rear Admiral Murtala Nyako within that same period. I didn't like that. It was a strategic strike, I would say. I don't know if they did it to remind her that there is something somewhere hanging on the husband's head. I don't know. I'm not sure. But all I know is that in Nigeria, anything can happen. Thank you.
You're welcome, Barrister. You're welcome, Barrister. So Barrister, so what is our fate? So if like let's take it's a rumor that MNK legal team say that if they want to challenge this thing, they should go to appeal court, or they don't want this case to go back to Justice Bitanyako. Now, if federal government decided, say, okay, if not Justice Bitanyako, then Onyendu should remain there. What is the action that MK legal team is going to take?
Then we'll go to court. Already we are in the court of appeal on several issues pertaining to judgments and decisions of Justice Binti Nyako. Okay, including uh, the preliminary objection we filed, including the objection we filed at the court of appeal, challenging the entire trial or the entire charge at the court of appeal. But assuming we do not even have anything to appeal against, then we'll go to court. We'll go to court seeking for an order of mandamus, compelling the chief judge to assign this case to any other judge except Justice Binti Nyako. We'll go to court, and the court has an obligation to decide what we're doing. The court can say, yes, give it to any other judge, and let's proceed with this case. If the trial court refuses, we'll go to court of appeal, and then we'll now ask the court of appeal to decide whether there is anything special in the court of Justice Binti Nyako that any other judge cannot handle. Because if we are saying, don't give it to this particular person, give it to any other person, and you are insisting, no, it must be this person, then you are telling us that there is something special or some arrangements with that particular judge. And I'm sure reasonable courts or reasonable human beings will now begin to ask, what is special about that? Why can't other judges handle it? And let's move forward. Then that will expose whether there is an underhand, or whether whether somebody's hand is tied and they are asking the person to do a particular thing. So it is a judicial matter. It is judicial. We are not going to back down one bit. We have told them, our client has told them, the Court of Appeal the Supreme Court has told them, this woman can't continue with this matter. So if they insist, then we'll go back to court. Even if it means taking it up again to the Supreme Court, then we'll go back and take it up to the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court now decide whether their first pronouncement that the woman is impartial was correct or not. Because the Supreme Court has said, I see you are partial. So if the Supreme Court says you are partial, who are you to say you are not partial? And who is the chief judge of the Federal High Court to say no, take it back to the judge that has been said to be partial? Thank you.
You're welcome, Barrister, and they were Barrister. So, Barrister, when we look at this length of things going on, surrounding Mazen Nnaemeka,
Yes.
IPOB supreme leader, we will understand that federal government want to break him down. They want him to compromise. They want him to accept their own idea. Are you sure that Mazen Nnaemeka we knew will not compromise tomorrow? Are you sure that he will not change his mind and say, okay, let me do their bidding? Okay, I have tried enough.
Well, the Mazen Nnamdi that I'm seeing has not shown any sign that he will compromise to anything. But he has always told them that we are ready to dialogue. But if I'm going to dialogue with you, I cannot dialogue with you from myself. I have people I associate with. My associates are not in the cell here with me. I need to consult them. That's Mazen Nnameka has said it several times. I will need to consult my associates. If we're going to have a discussion, then it must be a round table discussion. He made this specific. In fact, the last time I visited him before I traveled, he told us specifically, if we are going to have any discussion, the table must be round. The table must be round. He doesn't want somebody sitting on a rectangle table. The one man will sit at the head as chairman of a discussion team. That he wants a round table where everybody will be equal, and that he's not going to discuss with anybody while in detention. If they want him to discuss, he must come out, meet with his people, have his own agenda and topic and grants, then meet with them anywhere they want us to meet. So Mazen Nnameka is not shaking at all, no matter what. He has not shown any sign that he's ready to step down for anything. And he has maintained to it that as far as he is concerned, any discussion must include himself and his team in a neutral ground, not in DSS cell or any other place. That if anything he tells them there is nothing, that he must have his team with him on a neutral ground. So Nnameka is not the type that you break easily. He's not. And I think so far he has not shown any sign that he's ready to be broken. No matter the tension, no matter the stress, okay? He's still the same Nnameka you know. Thank you.
Ndewo Barrister. One thing that this current MAK team did to us that everybody appreciates is to bring our leader to the media. Because before now, they have tried to paint that our leader is not our leader anymore. Before now, we have been told that Onyendu Mazinakano want to undergo surgery in DSS dungeon. So one great thing that you guys did is to bring our leader to the media. And I now know only okwu. I say, oh yeah, why Mali yesterday and today
Exactly.
and forever. No?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mazindewo.
Thank
Yeah,
thank
yeah. Mazi, onwe news I for na Nigerian media some days ago. And that news came from Vanguard. It's from Onyendu's family, Prince Kanu Meme.
Yes.
And yeah, he said that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not respect the gentleman agreement they have 2 years ago before the election. I know, Maz, I know this is out of your activities. But
Yes.
emetu ebe a no one. Eh? Eh.
Yes.
So when that news break out, a lot of people were so angry. A lot of people say yes, they are doing the right thing. Some people say no. So why must they go into agreements with with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? That means there is a compromise somewhere. So Mazi, how do you see that statement and that news that the family of Mazna can break out?
Well, when I read it, I laughed also. There is this saying that a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. I've always maintained it that for anything you have to do with the federal government of this Nigeria to move, the entire force of IPOB and the family of Mazen Nnameka must team together. You cannot discuss with one set of people and leave the other set of people. The struggle for Biafra, as far as I understand it, is not Mazen Nnameka's family affair. And Nnameka has said it repeatedly to us that this is not a family affair. That there are people in the hierarchy of the fight and the struggle for the independent nation of Biafra And if you want to have a discussion or any agreement with anybody, you must carry that entire body together to achieve a result. If I go, for instance, and have discussion with one set or one set of say one unit of IPOB group, and I leave the other unit, nobody will respect such agreement. So it is obvious that such agreement was bound to have to collapse from the beginning. So what I said to myself was that, assuming you had a discussion with Sheyi or with whoever you had discussion with, you should know that what you did was just maybe you were laying a foundation for a robust or expanded discussion that would now include the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra. If you go have discussion with people without the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, then I don't see where you are going to with that. Because assuming you had that agreement and the indigenous people of Biafra say, we are not following you, we are not going to participate in that kind of agreement, that agreement would collapse immediately. So I strongly believe in the unity of purpose. I believe in the unity of a group. I believe in a teamwork. So for it to work, for us to move forward, for us to achieve results, the entire group must come together and work as one. Not give one give directive, another person gives a counter directive. It will not work. It will look like a child's play. It will make the whole thing look like we are gambling. People must come together and they must understand this thing. So any agreement reached by anybody, reached by a family, well, if the family has an agreement with them, so possibly it's a family issue. But if it's a Biafran issue, for instance, then I think the leadership of the Biafran struggle must be involved. That is how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, ndewo Mazi. But Mazi, before just one more thing there before we move further or we'll go to another topic. Do
Yeah.
you think that that agreement with Onyendu's family and Sheyi, do you think it can come to reality without Mazi Nankano authorization?
No, it's not. No, no. You see, Mazen Kano, because people don't hear him often. Anybody can come and do or say or claim anything. Okay, Mazen Kano that I know and that I speak with would have told us or would have told anybody, look, if you want to have a discussion with this, reach out to the management of IPOB. But like I said before, maybe it was just trying to building a foundation. Like when Mazen Nandekan, for instance, sent somebody like me to say Senator Baribe or to the secretary to the government or to whoever he sent me to, and I go there. When I go there, all I'm going there to do is to see whether I can create an avenue for a more robust discussion with the team. So I cannot go there and say I'm negotiating because someone mechanic asked me to meet with them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if for instance, Kanu went to see somebody, maybe it's to create an avenue for a further discussion that will not include the team. I do not think that will be the last of the discussion. And if you're going to discuss, is it with Sheyi? Is Sheyi a member of the government? So how can Sheyi influence government policy? So Sheyi is not a member of the government now. He's just a son of the man in government. You understand? So there is no discussion you have with Sheyi that you say this is the last of the discussion. Sheyi will of course go to the father and say this is what we have discussed with these guys. Then the father can now call for a more robust meeting and now raise a team of authorities in Nigeria. And then IPOB can now raise their own team of authorities. And then the two powers will meet and now discuss. So this one they went is just, just go and test the water, go and see what they are thinking. And then if the coast is clear, then we'll bring in the real men to come and talk. That is my understanding. Like I go to government, maybe Nnamdi sees me tomorrow, Monday, and say, please stop, go there, go there, go there, and I go there. Whatever I go there to do is to create an avenue for a further discussion. And I'm not going to be the one negotiating IPOB affair. I'm just a lawyer. So when the real things is happening, then the IPOB think tank, the brains behind IPOB would not come with their list and say, this is what we are talking about. And these are people who can sign. Now, if Sheyi signs documents and Kanu Takano signs documents, will federal government implement the document? Even the senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will ask the president, who is this one they call Sheyi? Is he part of the government? You understand? So that is it. So any discussion Kanonta has with Sheyi is just to create a ground, a foundation for the more robust, more inclusive discussion or meeting. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Mazi, because on that news, we were told that Shei said that his father mandated him to meet. That was before the election, and we can remember in Imo State when Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when the president came. That was when after I think that was it was 2 years ago, and that was when he promised that when he got to power, you have to he will release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I heard he made that statement, but Mazin now I believe that we must work together because anyhow divided cannot stand. You can't really
Exactly.
put in there, you know. But Mazin, do you also remember that it was your own your memo that you brought out to us that Onyendo asked you to give us? That memo did not respect, did not see the light of the day up to today, and that was on. We saw that memo on media on 15 December 2022. And it was the people that Onyendu put in place to work. They are the one. Let me pronounce their name. Chinasa Nwolu and Chikapole Dozemu. They never believed that that memo came from Onyendu. That you are the one that wrote it, and we saw some of their media personnel saying that that memo was written by Nekede, Nekede. So we so I have the videos. So if you want me, I can play the videos, because anything I say, I have the evidence. So if these people will not believe in you or will not believe the message that came from you, from our leader, don't you see that it's causing a problem in this great family?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I was not the one who made the memo public. I did not make that memo public. I gave them the memo, and I don't know how it got to the public space. But that aside,
But Matt,
every
sorry,
memo
Matt, sorry, Matt, sorry. Who do you give the memo for the first?
no, I gave it to those concerned. I gave it to those who I was asked to give to.
Okay.
Though I think I later gave it to Fine Boy. So I think it was Fine Boy who brought it to the public space. Otherwise, it was not meant to be for public consumption.
Okay.
Now, be that as it may, let me also state clearly here that every single memo I have sent out, I have copy in my office. I gave copy to Ima Powerful. I gave copy to Benjamin Madubugu as directed by Onyendu. I also gave copy to Ifeanyi Ejiofor in those days, according as Onyendu directed. Okay, so now, and Nnamdi has asked me to keep his own copy for him. That anytime he comes out, he will collect all those memos. That it is with those memos he will now go through and have discussions with all those he's going to have discussions with. So the memos are not dead. They will be used subsequently to assess the level of compliance. Now, I do not know because I didn't have any discussion with them with respect to implementation. I do not know if they implemented it or not. and they didn't revert back to me to tell Nnamdi that this is the level of implementation. So if they did not implement it, then they will have a discussion with Nnamdi whenever he comes out. But you know, it's possible also that they may have a reason, assuming that they did not implement it. It is possible that they may also have a reason for not implementing it. Okay? So maybe when Nnamdi comes, they will have a discussion with him and explain to him why. They will give reasons. Maybe there is something they are seeing which we are not seeing. So they will give reasons why they did not implement it or why they implemented it halfway. Okay? So, you know, this is what in the law we say fair hearing. So we always give them fair hearing to explain why this happened the way it happened. Okay, so my answer to that.
Okay.
Yes.
Mas, I'm coming just a minute. I want to,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, Mas, thank you. I hope I'm not taking you too deep for what is not your business, because this issue is not your business. This is not in your within your circle. I hope I'm not taking you too deep on it. But the fact is that, Mas, let me establish it here. That memo
Okay.
you brought out, and we saw that memo on 15 December 2022. From one,
Okay.
from one to the last, Chika Paul Edozem did not implement it. From one to the last, he did not implement that the order. And as an IPOB member, I am our leader. Our leader instruction is final. When Onyendu gave you instruction, you must do it. You must do it. Then, when he came out or when he come to you, he will tell him, okay, look, but you must carry out his instruction because we have code of conduct and we have chain of command. If that order from Onyendu, any order from Onyendu is final. And if you don't obey our leader's instruction, even Chikapoli them say it, that if we refuse to obey Mazin Nnaemeka instruction, we are putting his life in danger. I have the video. So, Maz, let me stop here. Mazi,
Okay.
we have seen Bola Ahmed Tinubu on several occasions on media, and people did not bring the case of Mazi Nnaemeka to him. The first presidential media chat, all the news outlets or the news mainstream media in Nigeria, they were there. They did not mention Mazi Nnaemeka case, what is happening in Southeast. Then Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to Enugu. The state governors, there was one time they said that they want to see, they will go to Abuja to see the president to discuss about our leader Mazi Nnaemeka. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Enugu, and none of them have have the what I say. None of them put the issue of our leader to him. The governors, the politicians, those even we saw Obi of Onitsha. They did not talk about it. Maz, what is going on? Why? Do you know? Can you tell us?
Well, I don't know the reason why they are shying away from discussing Mazinan Kano's issue with the federal government. But you see, I've always said it that some of these political talks, some of these political discussions our people do might be just show. You know, they may just be doing a Nollywood for us. It is possible. It is possible that some of these our politicians have not even gone, to see the president or made even any attempt to see the president. So you remember when the governors had a conference, they say governors meeting, and then they say that they also discussed Mazen and the Kanu's issue. and that they will take it off from there. Since that day, have they taken it off from there? Since that day, have they gone to see the president again? Have they gone to see the president ever? I don't know. So some of these things are political issues. They will say it to calm people down, to douse the tension, whereas they are doing something else. It is for the IPOB hierarchy. It is for the IPOB authorities to interrogate our politicians and hold each and every one of them individually and collectively accountable. It is for them to call, for instance, the Obi of Onitsha, the governors, sorry, and all those who matter, and ask them, why didn't you raise this issue before the president when he was there? Okay, we have many solutions and because they will come and tell us, oh, we are discussing with the president, we are discussing with the president. Meanwhile, they are not discussing anything with anybody. So our people need the IPOB leadership needs to be stronger and need to question this people authoritatively and ask them what happened. Why was this issue not raised? And when they heard that, you see, there are so many things the IPOB authorities need to be doing, which I do not know or I don't think they're actually doing it. Like when they heard that he was coming to Enugu, the IPOB authorities also have reached out to all the Igbos, the elites, the people in government in Enugu, and those who will attend that program and tell them, look, when discussing with the president, can you please raise these issues? Can you please raise these issues? Make comments on these issues so that people can talk. Okay, but we don't remind them of anything. We don't remind them of anything. We don't draw their attention to what we want. We allow them. They go, they do their meeting. Then after they come back, we now start asking them, why didn't you discuss about this issue? Before that issue, before the coming of the president, people knew, the IPOB authorities knew that the president was going to come to Enugu and that they are going to have a discussion with the president. Okay, that our politicians are going to have discussions with the president. The IPOB authorities ought to have called those in who were going to attend that function and put in their own agenda and tell them seriously, look, we want this issue discussed. But because our people we're getting, I don't know whether to say docile or we're getting tired. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why they were not reminded. Okay, and now that they have had that meeting and they dispersed, our people ought to have called and said, why didn't you discuss these issues with the government? I believe in practical things. Why didn't you? This man, the president, came to Enugu State, and the Igbo politicians they all rallied there. Why didn't you raise this issue of this man? Or you think it's not a problem? Maybe they think that the detention of Nnamdi is not a problem anymore. Because if they thought it was a problem, I'm sure they would have wanted they would have raised that issue for discussion. Thank you. So I don't know the reason why they shied away from it, but I would hate to see or to understand that they are doing us. The more you look, the less you see. It will be so terrible if that is what they are doing to us. And I don't really want to think that that is what they are doing. So I would challenge the IPOB authorities to meet or to reach out to these people in government and ask them, what is the effort you have done? We want to see practical effort you have done, not just coming, holding a press conference and saying, we are calling on the federal government to release the Nnamdi. When you do press conference, why can't you follow it up? Let us see the follow up. That is how I think this thing should be. Thank you.
Ndewo Mazi, you're welcome, Mazi. You're welcome. Yeah. Mazi, before that Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to Enugu, we saw on media the statement from Governor Chukwuma Soludo, governor of Anambra State.
Yes.
And this was the man that said that let them release Mazi Nnamdi to him. He will take shorty. Several
Yes.
governors, Alex Oti, Governor Mba, all of them have made such statements.
Mhm.
Now, before Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited Enugu, because when things are happening, we follow the activities and try to want to connect the dots. Governor Chukwuma Soludo made a statement that the releasing of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu may not, I'm quoting him, may not
Yes,
stop insecurity in Southeast. And that statement, for me, Agbadiwe, what mean a lot. And
yes.
that was before the president visited Enugu, and they did not talk anything about our leader. Mazi, what do you have to say about it? When we get in over.
Yeah, we keep here, but in their mind now, they believe that Mazen Nnaemeka is no longer a problem to them, and that they may allow him to remain in detention since his coming out will not yield any fruit. You see, these politicians are wonderful. Before election, they will promise you heaven and earth. They will tell you that they will put air condition on the streets, that they will build hospitals in every village. But once they get elected, they do what they want to do. I know I heard Governor Soludo in several functions that he attended before he became governor. He never stops talking about Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbo agenda. He talks about it as if it should happen now. But immediately he becomes governor, he has achieved what he wanted to achieve. Okay, so now he's very relaxed. He's in the helms of affair. He now feels anything that no need again to talk about Nnamdi Kanu. He has already gotten the vote he wanted from the people who love Nnamdi Kanu. So having gotten that vote, there is nothing else to fight for. So this is like during election, you make promises, then after election, you win. Those promises are gone. If IPOB should start holding people accountable to their words, you cannot promise IPOB something and then at the end of the day, you won't do anything about it. Now, all those Alex Oti, all of them, I expect that they should rally around Nnamdi Kanu the way the Yoruba elites rallied around Sunday Igboho. They should rally around Nnamdi Kanu the way the Hausa Fulani elites rallied around Badejo, the Mieti Alaman. But ndị Igbo nwere ka anyị si eme ife na-ajọ njọ. Ndị Igbo mgbe ụfọdụ anyị na-arapụ nke anyị ka o fuo. Anyị na-arapụ our own ka o fuo. Anyị ya asị ya zọba onwe ya. Let him go and fight for himself. Forgetting that this young man has put himself out fighting for all of us, including our unborn children. But instead of people coming around and rallying around him, they want to paint him to look as if he's the enemy of the Igbos. The politicians want to paint Nnamdi Kanu to look like enemy of Ndi Igbo. Look, you see, I will still hold IPOB leadership to this. If they put enough pressure on some of these our political elites, they will come back to their senses, they will fall in line, and they will start doing the things that they should do. So our people must put enough pressure on our political leaders. Call them, interrogate them, question them. What are you doing? But for now, I don't think anybody calls the governor from IPOB. I doubt if there is any IPOB top authority that calls any of these our governors directly. You know, we should create this link to reach out to them directly, not through people, not asking people to talk to them on our behalf. The top leadership of IPOB should be able to reach out, to these people directly. You understand? We are not showing authority. We are not showing that we are in power. That we have followership. We should be able to reach them so that they will know that, look, if you do not do what we want and you are coming for an election next time, be rest assured that you are going to fail. We should harness the human resources that are at our disposal and push it so that those in government will know that, look, if these people are not happy with me, then the next election I might not win. Soludo, for instance, I expect the Directorate of State of IPOB to be able to reach him directly. I expect that that every single member of the Directorate of State of IPOB should be able to reach every single governor, every single senator, every single House of Rep member directly on phone. By now I expect that, but I don't know if they ever talk to them or they just rely on radio broadcast. They should be able to talk to them directly on phone, one-on-one. And once you get a call from the Directorate of State, the governor will know that I am talking to somebody in authority somewhere. But unfortunately, now imagine that Nnaemeka was not in detention, and he called somebody like Soludo or Alex Oti or the governor of Enugu. Don't you know that they will rally around and say, this Nnaemeka calling us, so Nnaemeka is calling us. Because they know the man that Nnaemeka is a mover. He is a mobilizer. But do we have such character now in IPOB? I don't know if we have. If we have, then somebody then some of them should be able to reach out to the governor, reach out to Alex Oti, reach out to the Ejiofor Onitsha, reach out to the traditional ruler of Enugu State, and talk to them one-on-one directly. Thank you.
Yeah. Ndewo Mazi. For those that are listening to us, this is Hard Talk with Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor, IPOB lawyer. Those on YouTube, please share the program. On Facebook, share the program. When time comes, I will put up the link. If you have a question, come in to ask. But one thing is for sure, your camera must be open. I don't put on phone number. You guys know this is my, you must come into the link. We see your face. You ask your question, one question, then you go. The Mazi, let me say something. We to with Mazi, UN working group has asked Nigeria to let Mazi Nnamdi go. African Union Tribunal have asked Nigeria to let Mazi Nnamdi go. Umaya High Court have also asked Nigeria to let Mazi Nnamdi go. Even as a matter of fact, even to return him to Kenya to let him go. Appeal Court have acquitted and discharged Mazi Nnamdi. I think there's also a court in Enugu. They have also, asked Nigeria government to let Mazi Nnamdi go. Then with all those things, Nigeria government is still holding Mazi Nnamdi. Is it not time we stop going to court? And know that the court is not working. Is it not time? What is the need of we going back to court?
No, you cannot stop going to court. You cannot stop. If they take you to court 20 times, you are expected to be in court 20 times. Otherwise, any of the courts can give judgment that will tie you down forever if you don't go to court. Now, it's like, let me give you an example. Let us assume that you are dragging ownership of a land with somebody. The person goes to court and sue you in maybe 5 different courts. And in 5 different courts, you win 4. Will you stop going to court on the 5th one? No. If you stop, the person may go to that 5th one and get judgment that says, oh yeah, give him the land, that the land is now his own. Okay? So anytime you are taken to court, you are expected to be in court. Otherwise, judgment can be given against you in that one single court. And the federal government, what the federal government is looking for is just one single judgment that will help them to now hold Nnamdi Kanu forever. And we thank God that all the courts we have gone, we have always been winning them. Both international court to local court, we have always been winning them. So we cannot stop, because if you stop, they may not get one, and that is what they are looking for in the court of Justice Binta Nyako. They are looking for just one court, even if it means Nnamdi Kanu, You have been discharged of all charges. But that issue of importation of transmitter, you are hereby found guilty. The federal government will be so happy. Let us assume that we win them in the terrorism we win them in every other charge, and then they win us in, say, importation of transmitter, which you know is just a small thing. The federal government will celebrate it with a public holiday. The way I'm seeing the government of Nigeria, all they want, just one single conviction on Nnamdi, even if it is 2 days imprisonment, only 2 days. Release him on the third day, but the fact that they have convicted him, that is all they want. So we're not going to give them that opportunity for them to celebrate anything. That is why the lawyers are fighting and working hard. That is why the lawyers are not sleeping. Look, do you know there are times to beat up deadlines so that we do not file our case late? There are times we will be in a place, the whole lawyers will be in a place for like a day, 2 days, a day to the next morning, to the next day, working to make sure that we meet up deadline. Okay? Because we see this project as the project, our project, the project of our children and our children's children. So we are not taking it for granted in any way, no matter the challenge we are facing. We are not taking it lightly at all. This is the kind of commitment I will also expect that every Igbo man, whether in government or outside government, should put in. You see, and let me also use the opportunity to tell all those who are acting or working as security men who of Igbo extraction. You are an Igbo man, you are in the army, you are an Igbo man, you are in the navy, you are in the air force, you are in Bubago, you are in vigilante and all those places. You are in DSS, you are an Igbo man. All of you are IPOB. You are all indigenous peoples of Biafra. You see, because even if you say, no, I'm not, you are. It's like Jason Wike saying, I am not an Igbo man. Whether he says it, I'm not an Igbo man, or he didn't say it, he's an Igbo man. He's an Igbo man. He's Ikwerena. He's an Igbo man. So even the judges, all the judges from Supreme Court to customary court, provided you are from the Southeast, you are Igbo, you are Biafra, you are an IPOB member. That is why Wolo Soyinka has told them before, you cannot win the war against Biafra because Biafra is in the mind. Biafra is in the mind. Every single Igbo man anywhere in the world, whether you don't believe in Nnamdi Kanu, whether you believe in Nnamdi Kanu or not, you are an Igbo man. You cannot change it. Even if you nationalize to become a Russian by nationalization, you are still an IPOB man, wherever you are. Just like every Hausa man is an Arewa man. Whether you like it or not, if you like, say, no, I'm not. You are an Arewa man. So, I want everybody to know and to believe that unity of purpose is important to us, to every Igbo man, wherever you are. You are your brother's keeper. Whether you are in government or you are out of government, you are your brother's keeper. Imagine all the mess that these people have been putting the political elites into. You remember the day Ejiofor Okalo was crying because they didn't give him Senate president. He was crying, shedding tears, crying like a small boy. Ejiofor Okalo, governor, with all his money. Have you ever seen any Hausa man cry like that in anywhere? So it's because they know that we are fighting individual battles. We're not fighting as a group. So they can afford to mess you up. Remember the day they invaded the house of Rocha Sokorocha in his house in Abuja here, and he was saying, oh God, he was praying Hail Mary, full of grace. He was praying, Jesus help me. And the DSS were breaking his ceiling, breaking everywhere to enter his house. They do this thing because they know that you are standing alone. You are standing alone. You remember the day Obonaya was Obonyono, they promised him president, and he was asking him, is this fair? Is this fair? Is this fair? He was crying. Eventually, he died out of heartbreak and heart pain that he didn't smell that presidency. Why? They messed him up because he's an Igbo man fighting alone. They know that Ndi Igbo, It's difficult for us to unite, and because we find it difficult to unite, they will always do to us whatever they want to do to us. We are fighting as individuals. We're not fighting as a group. We must come together and fight as a group in order to put enough pressure on the other elements that constitute the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so that they can listen to us, even if it's for one day. You understand? So we must try our best to unite, no matter our individual interests. Somebody ran away, joined APC, in the person of Dave Umahi, believing that he will be given a presidency or whatever. When he's lucky, they gave him minister. He's lucky they gave him minister of works. Otherwise, he would have also been crying, you know. So all these people must understand one thing, that the meaning of IPOB means people who came from Biafra land, people who are indigenous. We didn't, ayabro ndị Mbiambia, all ndị Fulani bụ ndị Mbiambia. Ndị Fulani si ma Senegal, ma Gambia, ma ebe niile wee bata Nigeria, wee na-achọ ebe ha ga-anọ. Ayabro ndị Mbiambia. Chukwuoke abịa mekerela anyị, kenye anyị ebe anyị nọ. You understand? So we are indigenous to where we are, and we are Biafran. So it's not a question of to me. It's not. People think IPOB is an association. It's not. Whether you sign your name or you didn't sign, you are a member. You are because you are indigenous to where you came from. So I need my judges, my army, my navy, my SSS, my police, my Abraham Onyibo. You are a member of IPOB, whether you like it or not, whether you believe or you don't believe. Nobody is even begging you to believe because you are. Dalo.
Ndewo maazị. Ndewo maazị. Maazị ị na-agba iwe ewu na-ata. Yeah. Barrister Nnaemeka, are you
Yes.
sure that you will not compromise in this cause? In this case, in Andrew, into it. Are you sure that you will not compromise? Because why did I say so?
Mm,
Barrister, why did I say so? We were
mm,
told on Radio Biafra by Chinasa
mm.
Nwolu, one of
Yes.
DOS member, that
Yes.
one of your lawyer, the lead counsel, Barrister Ejiofor, I call him White Counsel, have
Mm.
compromised. That federal government awarded him millions of contracts that he did not pay tax. I have it on video. Everything is there. I know that he have compromised. They have paid him. That is why. And also remember, it was also the same person that telling us that you guys are mango tree, mama puts. Mama puts you guys always release press on Mama put this thing. So if Aloy Ejimako has compromised, that is according to China Samolu, he said he have a company that's subverted tax, that they also awarded him millions of contracts. That's why he have compromised. He have compromised. I'm now putting this question to you. Are you not? Will you not compromise? Are you sure that you will not compromise? Are you sure tomorrow we will not hear your name on Radio Biafra that federal government have awarded you contracts, millions? There you go.
Um, in the first place, if you understand I'm actually a tax practitioner myself. If you understand the elements of taxation, you will know that it is not possible for federal government to award you contract and you evade tax. Because for you to evade paying the federal government tax, it means they are paying you directly, they are paying the money directly to you. But what federal government does is that if they award you contract, at the end of the day, when your money is computed, they deduct your tax from the source before they now give you your balance. So federal government cannot pay you for contract you did and then ask you to pay tax. No, that is not federal government for you. The federal government will deduct their tax from the calculation they have done. They will deduct it from the source immediately. So it's not possible to say that federal government award contract to somebody and he didn't pay tax. It's not possible. That is one. Then secondly, is I'm not holding the brief of our lawyer Ejimaka anyway. I don't know if He's the owner of the company. But I heard a rumor that his brother has a company of that nature and does some things for federal government. But I don't think evasion of tax can be tied to it. Now, like I said, I'm not holding the brief of our lawyer. Our lawyer will be better placed to defend himself. But as you directed the question to me whether I can compromise or whether I have compromised or whether I will compromise, as I'm here now, today, being the 12th of January 2025, Sunday, I don't think I have compromised yet. Okay? I don't think I have compromised yet. If anybody has any alter, any small evidence to show that I have compromised, please, I beg the person to bring it forth and make it public so that we can look at it. Then, as for whether I will compromise tomorrow, my mind is telling me that I will not compromise tomorrow. I'm a human being, no. I'm a human being. I'm not saying I'm sent or I'm an angel or that I'm a prophet that will know what will happen tomorrow. But the way my mind is today, I do not think I have it in mind to compromise. And I've come from a long line of people who love Biafra. My father fought in the Biafran Civil War. His elder brother also fought in the Biafran Civil War, under the Oka Onitsha province. They fought physically. My father was the foreman of the military work of the Biafra military workshop because he was trained. He was a trained mechanic. Okay, so he fought on that front and did well. And when Uwazurike started Masop, my father was neck deep and was a Benue coordinator in it. And he was trying to drag me to join in the Masop thing. I said, then I become a lawyer anyway, and I joined Festus Kiamo in representing Wazulike when he was brought at the Federal High Court. Then the Federal High Court was in Metama OAU quarters, presided over again by the same Justice Binti Nyako. I was dragged to visit Okwe to enter the camp where was that time. Sorry, my phone might shut down any moment. So my phone is about to shut down.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. This is Nigeria. We don't have lights.
Oh my
Let
God.
me see if I can get a cut quickly. So there is no how compromise or not, can come into my agenda, at least for now that I know. Sorry, I'm taking you. Oh God. I just pray I can meet up. Hold on. Oh shit. Oh God. Ah, don't go off. Mm.
Hello, Biafrans. Welcome to Hardcore with Barrister, Hard Talk with Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor, one of IPOB lawyer with Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. As I welcome you, please welcome others and share this program. And we hope that he will come back again. He will come back because Nigeria problem, the law, and that's why we are fighting to restore our modern nation called Biafra. We hope Barrister Nnaemeka will come back again because his phone has been shut down due to power and there's no energy, no electricity, no better. We hope that he will come back and we will continue where we stop. And I also, if he come back, I will put up the link. If you have one or two questions to ask, please come in and ask the question. But also remember, please, your camera must be open. If your camera is not open, I will not bring you in. And we are not putting our phone number to call. No. one of the community standard of Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. My own way is different. We will use our little space to pass our message. And if I need Chineke. So I hope that Barrister Nnaemeka will come back again because we have a lot to ask him, and we hope that he will fix up the energy on his phone. So far, so good. We appreciate MNK lawyers. They are wonderful. These men are wonderful. These men put their life at risk. They put their life at risk to flee our leader and for what we believe. And he came back from East yesterday. Today is on program with me. So we must appreciate these men and we must put them in prayer. And anyị asị anwagbuo n'aka na iwom anwagbuo n'aka ekpe iwom ndụ ndụ nka nka. Onye na-achụwa ya enwe ada, onye anwa ya achụwa ya enwekwa ada. N'ihi na ọchụ nwa ọkụ nwa ada nwa ọkụ nwa ọsọ. So anyị kele legal team in the places of the wise counsel Barrister Ejiofor, Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor, Barrister Maswell, Barrister Mandela, and the rest of them. I see Mechukwu Okike Abiama, gọzie unu, chebe unu, mbọsị eke, mbọsị oye, mbọsị afọ, mbọsị nkwọ, afịa na Igbo n'azụ. So let's wait if he will be back. And let me use this opportunity to put the link. If anyone want to join me, please endeavor to do so. Yeah. Now the link is there. The link is on YouTube. Ikechukwu Ezumezu. The link is on YouTube and also on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook, the link you can get there. You can get the link on Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu on Facebook. On YouTube, you will get the link. You will get the link from Ikechukwu Ezumezu. Let me pin it. So I have pinned it. It's on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you want to join, please you endeavor to do so while we are waiting for the barrister to come back. Yeah, on Facebook, the link is there. Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. If you want to join, please, you can come in now. So let's continue. Our leader Mazi Nnaemeka must be free. It doesn't matter if they like it or not. Our leader must be free because he committed no crime. Now, for benefit of doubt, let's see if you can pray for what you have said so far, because I don't want to play videos because it will take us a lot of time. Let's see if you have a video from Onyendu, what he said in the court. Hold on. Just hold on. Okay. Yes, there is clip.
That and rescued herself from handling the matter. So, and getting to 1 year now, one expected that the CJ of Federal High Court, as a matter of urgency, should have reassigned the case to another judge. But up to now, nothing has happened. And we expected Attorney General, the Minister of Justice, who came and said that Nnaemeka has a case to answer, to come if they actually have a case before against Nnaemeka, to come with to come and make the application to ensure that the matter is being reassigned. But that they never did. But on our own, we are the defense team. We have applied that the matter should be reassigned. After seeing Nnaemeka, I went to see him today. That is 8th day of January 2025. So he's hell and hearty and committed to his struggle. So I'm ready to face the trial. That one is on that. Attorney General that has been going around saying that they have we expected them to apply to ensure that the matter was being reassigned so as to get a date, so that the matter will be had accelerated, will be given an accelerated hearing. But now nothing has happened. So we have applied, believing that the CJ will reassign the matter. On the other hand, when I just came by, I've been in the Southeast for the past 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year celebration. I had some people asking what is the Ohaneze, the land that Ohaneze, Ndibo, the Igbo political leaders, they are not doing anything. Both the Igbo political leaders, the Igbo religious leaders, Igbo traditional leaders, they are not doing anything with respect to Nnaemeka's matter. Anybody who is believing that they are not doing anything. Okay, now they say that they are looking to go and visit President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But the president went to the Southeast, where everybody, all the meaning members of the Southeast, the people of the Igbos, we expected the political leaders, the religious leaders, the traditional rulers to organize themselves and use that opportunity to present make a demand, a firm demand from the president with a letter telling the president that the New Year gift you can give to the people of Southeast, the New Year gift you can give to the people of the Igbos is to unconditionally release Nnaemeka and allow him to continue with his agitation. But that they never did. They went to that place and be praising the president, giving him title, praising him, even the ones that he never expected. I'm talking about eye servicemen. I hear them saying. So these are the things so anybody who is saying I learned that anybody said that they're trying to secure appointment, get a date with the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for them to come and pay him because visit. But he visited them. He was in Enugu. Everybody was watching them. They never did anything. They said that they are commissioning project. Project for who? The people of Southeast that are not happy, whose business has been destroyed as a result of sit at home, who are not happy because their son, who never committed anything, who is just a freedom fighter, is being incarcerated simply because he's from the Igbos. Those, the criminals that are committed obvious case, everybody know, are busy moving around freely. So what are we talking about? So they know that they don't have any case against Nnaemeka. That's why they are running away from trial. That's why they refuse to come and make sure that the matter is being reassigned. So it's rather unfortunate. So that's why the update we want to. So anybody, if you are Igbos, you know how to pray, you can pray. You know what you can do, just to ensure that Nnaemeka regain his freedom and continue with his agitation for self-determination and for the government to address all those issues that marginalize the people of the Igbos. So that is why we are in court. We believe that now that Nnaemeka has made an order recusing herself, that order is still subsisting, is still in force. He has no the only authority that can set aside that order recusing herself is Court of Appeal and nothing more. I'll keep you posted. Thanks and God bless you. Maxwell Opera is my name. The Lego team, Nnaemeka.
So, this is one of Nnnaemeka legal team, Maxwell Opala. You can hear from him his explanation, and he said the only way they can set aside that statement from our leader Nnaemeka is to go to appeal court. And the same thing Barrister Nnaemeka said here too. And also, when I asked Barrister Nnaemeka, is it not time we stop going to court? Because Onyendo have got all the victory from all various courts, even international, and the government did not obey it. Is it not time we stop? You guys had his response. And Iwoku is the truth. What he said is 100% truth. Now, I want to take you guys to this video from our leader Nnaemeka.
Is your investment portfolio stretched only between the Big Apple and the Golden Gate? Go local.
Exactly. The common denominator in all of this is for our client to get fair hearing. And if this fair hearing cannot be guaranteed in this court, then we need to try another court. The Constitution is very clear on this. Section 36 made it very clear that he deserves, as of right, the adequate facility to prepare for his defense. And who prepares him for his defense? His defense counsel. But we're not being given the opportunity. The court did make some order. Were disobeyed in their material particulars. For instance, we were not provided a clean room where no one will have listening devices for our client to get fair hearing. And if this fair hearing cannot be guaranteed in this court, then we need to try another court. The Constitution is very clear on this. Section 36 made it very clear that he deserves, as of right, the adequate facility to prepare for his defense. And who prepares him for his defense? His defense counsel. But we're not being given the opportunity. The court did make some order, and the consequences of that order would have resulted in getting him adequately prepared. But most of those orders were disobeyed in their material particulars. For instance, we were not provided a clean room where no one will have listening devices to listen to our conversations. And our documents, legal documents we take to the DSS facility, detention facility, are interdicted and seized and taken to places, photocopies and whatnot. Even anybody who is not a lawyer knows that
Yeah, Barrister, welcome
especially
back,
a
Barrister.
defendant who is facing the death
Welcome
penalty,
back.
deserves to have some private time with his lawyers in terms of preparing for his defense. It's not everything we discuss that is critical to his defense that the prosecution is supposed to know in advance. But this is exactly what was happening in this matter. And then secondly, we do have 3 appeals. One goes to restoring his bail, which the Supreme Court severely criticized revocation of his bail by this High Court. And the other 2 go to the jurisdiction of the High Court to try him for these offenses. So what is really the essence of rushing to trial when you have these 2 situations militating against such trial? So we took that position and we tried to relay it to the Honorable Court, but the court was insisting, in the face of all this, especially the injustice of not allowing him his constitutional right to fair hearing, the court was insisting on proceeding to trial. That left our client with no choice than to express his loss of confidence in the impartiality of the court. That's what happened. That's why he requested for the judge to recuse herself. Thank you.
Okay, sir. The issue of settling out of court, has that one crumbled?
Well, it's going on. It's not particularly an issue for the lawyers. It's particularly an issue for Southeast leaders and the federal government of Nigeria. And it's our understanding as a legal team that they are having discussions on that. Yes. But our job is to come here and practice law and protect the rights of our client. Thank you.
The public must understand. Most of you journalists, the legal correspondents, you don't take time to actually study some of these rulings and judgments. Go and study. In fact, I'll give you
Bring the envelope.
Give it to her.
Yes.
What is it? I'll give it to her because I think she's a bit more.
Give her the Sugar judgment. I'll replace a
Can
copy
you
for
hold
you.
this for me?
She can.
I want to let the whole world understand something very, very clear. In all this is the judgment of the Supreme Court. It made it very clear that even that the impartiality of the judge is questionable. And it's here. Where is it? Please do bear with me. It says it here. What is it, page? What is that again? Where it says all these things are online. Is it not page 18? All these things are online. So I suggest that the journalists in this country actually take out time to do some basic research. It's not difficult, just minor research. You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me. Okay. They kept switching the charges. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yes. Based on that, they removed London.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196?
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi to stand trial where all these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
So, Barrister, welcome back, Barrister. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
We don't have light.
Okay. So your battery is not full enough now to carry out the listing. So let's see how far we can go now.
All right.
Okay. So
So
Barrister, with this,
I was talking on whether I will compromise. So let me just round it up that
yeah.
I feel I will be better off in an independent Republic of Biafra. So there is no need for any compromise anywhere. Let me just round it up that way.
Ndewo Barrister. Ndewo Barrister.
Okay.
Chineke ya agba unu ume. Ndewo. So Barrister,
Thank
with this video I just played, and we saw you there, do you have anything to contribute before we move or we move on?
Yeah, it's just the same thing we've said before that
Yeah.
our client has asked that another court can try him if
Yeah.
there must be a trial, but not just Binti Nyako. And
Yeah.
in any case, by our extradition act, for you to try to bring somebody in from another country and try him in this country, the court in that other country should be the one to give you the authority to try him in your own country. So if they had followed the extradition procedure, they would have first taken him to a Kenyan court. Then the Kenya court, after listening to the evidence they claim they have, will now decide whether Nnamdi Kanu has committed a crime worthy of trial or not before sending him to Nigeria. But because they know they will fail, the federal government decided to become kidnappers. And that is why they kidnapped him from Kenya and brought him into Nigeria to face a kangaroo trial. And I've always said it wherever I am. If the federal government of Nigeria was a human being like myself and yourself, they should be in prison by now for kidnapping. Yes, because that is what they did. Kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and bringing him into Nigeria makes the Federal Republic of Nigeria a criminal state. It makes the Federal Republic of Nigeria a criminal state. Every kidnapper is a criminal. So if the federal government of Nigeria kidnaps somebody, then it has made them a criminal state. And they should be ashamed. They should have been ashamed of themselves. And to redeem themselves, what they should have done is to get all those who participated in the criminal kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu and charge them to court for kidnapping. That is the proper thing to do. All those who went to Kenya to bring Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria should be arrested and charged for kidnapping. And that is why kidnapping is in Nigeria. They are not able to stop it. Why? Because Nigeria is a criminal state. So if anybody is thinking that kidnapping will stop anytime soon, I doubt very much. It may not stop soon. Because the Federal Republic of Nigeria itself has also practiced kidnapping. And only a kidnapper can give birth to kidnappers. That is why everywhere in Nigeria you have kidnapping everywhere, kidnapping. You go to the north, kidnapping. You go to the east, kidnapping. Middle belt, kidnapping. Everywhere, kidnappers. Abuja self, they are kidnapping here in Abuja. And even the modus operandi of our security system is like kidnapping. Because they come to your house, middle of the night, carry you away in the name of arrest, take you to a place where nobody will know, and they will never allow you to communicate with your people. So all those who are in detention in Wawa military barracks, for instance, all those are kidnapped victims as far as I'm concerned. Kidnapped by the security agencies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and taken to where they cannot reach their family members.
Yeah,
So
Barrister,
kidnapping has become a government business.
yeah, we are coming to that. We are coming to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
But
kidnapping has become federal government of Nigeria business, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you.
yeah, Ndewo Barrister, Ndewo Barrister. No.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, Barrister. What you just said about Wawa Barak, your voice, I gotta go around the world on this issue.
yes.
Your voice, I gotta go around the world on this issue. You have exposed the Nigerian military, Nigerian military on this kidnapping of a teen, you know, on
Yes.
this injustice against their own citizen. But before we tap to it, well, I'm going to play two videos on this issue. On this issue. First of all, the video I want to play, I want you to respond to this video.
What is going on in the Northwest is the Hausa Fulani fight. You know, we don't mention it. That is the bottom line. The Fulani man feels anytime he comes to town, he's molested, he's killed. The Hausa man believes that the Fulani man using his headsmen enters his farm, and what is going on in the Northwest is the Hausa Fulani fight. You know, we don't mention it. That is the bottom line.
So, Barrister, you have what
Yes.
Chief of Defense Staff said, Christopher Musa. And remember, our leader
The
Mazin,
network was breaking.
remember our leader Mazin Nnaemeka have said this time with that
Yeah.
number where they are trying to say is farmers and header clash. And the rest of the world want to carry it out. I want to say no. There is something going on in the north. It's between the Fulani and Hausa. So what do you have to say about this, Barrister, before we move to the next topic?
Well, Nnamdi has said it several times that what is happening in the north is the Fulanis from the Sahel trying to take over Nigeria. The federal government of Nigeria protected them by General Muhammad Buhari, who incidentally is from Sudan and from Niger. You know, of course, he say his cousins and brothers are in Niger. They are from Niger. So, and he built a railway to Niger to meet with them. So, this thing is an invasion of Nigeria by the Fulani elements. The Hausa man, the ordinary Hausa man, is not a violent person. The ordinary Hausa man is not a violent person. But the Fulanis are very, very, very horrible, violent people. They are the ones who roam about kidnapping, levying war on innocent villagers, beheading people as if they are beheading cattle. Okay? So the Fulanis came in from the various regions in the Sahel, from the Senegal, from Gambia, from Mauritius, from so many places. They came into Nigeria because we gave them enough ground, breathing space to do whatever they want to do. You know, they tried it in Ghana, but Ghana dealt with them and they learned their lesson in Ghana. So now they came into Nigeria, heavily supported by their brother General Muhammad Buhari. And then they have almost taken over the entire Nigerian state. Okay? You see, it's not only, they are not limited only. They are not limited only to the north. If you go to the east,
Oh, I think it's energy. It's
Ukpo,
energy. Okay.
around Ukpo side, where you have that zone 13, they are in the forest there, committing atrocities. They have entered my own village. They have kidnapped 2 people from my village. They entered into my village and kidnapped people, 2, from right inside the interior of my village. Something that has never happened before. You know? So I listened to a voice note sometime where somebody said they kidnapped him, a pastor was kidnapped, and 10 people in the bush were all kidnapped. And they took them to somewhere, a camp, where he saw about 300 of those Fulani people. And they told them that they are all over Nigeria already. You know, they enter without visa. They enter our borders without check. Nobody asks them, who are you? They just come in the way they want and go out the way they want. Now they are started settling down. What they are doing now is kidnap for ransom, and then they use the ransom money to build their arms and ammunition. Then, so that any day you declare war, you see that everywhere will be on fire at the same time. So it's a strategic plan by the Fulanis to take over Nigeria. And I expect that we will be able to stand against them and make sure it doesn't happen, that they do not succeed. Otherwise, they have taken over our bushes, our forests. Go to Uzuakoli Road, all those places. They are all over inside the bush. They are the ones doing all this kidnapping they are talking about. They are the ones cutting people's throats anyhow, without care. If you go to Oka, very close to Ukulu, on the way to Ukulu, from Amawabia Junction, there is this road that leads to what's this man's name? This he used to be a prophet, but this Bakasibu killed him that time.
Edin Nog. Oh, it's network. We hope Barrister will be back. It's network. Yeah. So please just be getting your question, lady. Those who cannot come in, I want you to put up your question so we will ask Barrister. Those who can come in, please come in. It is time because we are having problem because of the his battery now is not guaranteed, awkward the law. And this is one of the reasons we are fighting to have our motherland. Do you believe even in Western world, your kids you have there not know that there is a place, there is a country that right is not guaranteed? Go- Yeah, we have Barrister. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Welcome back. Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you very much.
yeah. Barrister, you are trying to talk about.
So
Yeah, is
they,
it
they, they,
Edin
they,
Nog?
they go around
Edin Nog.
kidnapping everybody. Kidnapping.
Edin Nog. Edin Nog. Edin Nog. The,
Hello?
the the prophet you are talking about.
Edin Nog. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you very much. Edin and Nog.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Nog. The Nog axis. That road is almost unpassable. I had almost fallen a victim one day. I went to see the Igwe of Ukulu. On my way back, people were shouting, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." I now stopped. I asked what happened. They said kidnappers. So I had to divert and follow another way. Then I met somebody who narrowly escaped like me. The man is a lecturer at the University of Unizik. And he said that they went for meeting on their way back. One of their lecturers was kidnapped on that road and he was following behind. So he had to make a U-turn and start running. Myself too, I made a U-turn and ran away
Hmm.
because of this kidnap. So they are everywhere. They're everywhere. And when our youths want to stand up to defend themselves, you say they are they are terrorists. Yeah? So we are suffering the effects of a bad government, the bad government of General Mohammed Buhari, who allowed those Fulanis, his brothers and cousins, to come in from all over the Sahel region into Nigeria, and now they are causing havoc everywhere. So I pray and I hope that the Nigerian government will wake up to their responsibility and also seek the support of IPOB to make sure that these atrocities of the Fulani invasion of our territory is cut down to the barest minimum, if not completely eliminated. We cannot continue to allow um, strangers into our land to molest, kill our people, kidnap our people, and then we just do nothing. So they should support IPOB to make sure that these killings and kidnapping is eradicated completely from our territory. And that is why they must release Nnamdi Kanu. Unless they don't want the Fulanis, those who are invading our territory to be flushed out, then they will not release Nnamdi Kanu. But if they want those criminals to be flushed out, they should release Nnamdi Kanu to come and help and bring sanity and security to the southeast and to other parts of Nigeria. We want, even if we're going to have an independent Biafran state, We want to have neighbors who are at peace. Because if there is war in Nigeria and we have our independent Biafra and there is war in Nigeria, they are going to run into our country to seek refuge. They are going to come as refugees into Biafra land. So we need them to also have peace. Let them have peace. Let us have our own peace. And let everybody develop according to your pace. After all, we are going to be West African neighbors. So we do not want any wahala in West African sub-region. Let all countries in West Africa have peace. Let us have peace as Biafrans, as Republic of Biafra. Then let Nigeria have peace too, also as Republic of Nigeria. Then we can cross border and do businesses and and have friends across the borders. But let us have independence so that we can develop at our pace and be like Israel. Thank you.
Ndewo Barrister. Ndewo Barrister.
Yeah.
Ndewo.
Yeah.
Ndewo Barrister. So, Biafrans, this is Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. I talk with Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor. Now, Barrister, when I say that your voice have gone wide and near about what you said, and people are listening, people are asking questions, no? Because in my program, I have a very little space. If I in the Kweba Wezo Kuchineke,
Yes.
Barrister, I want you to listen to this interview from Al Jazeera.
Allegedly holding children as young as 5 in hot, cramped conditions, not to mention allegations of beating, the sexual abuse of women and girls, where innocent civilians were meant to be in your care, treated this way. I mean, that's the big question Amnesty International raises. And they're prepared, sorry to interrupt, they're prepared to take you to the International Court of Justice to defend their views. Would you testify there?
We're ready to go. We're not scared of anybody. And I can tell you, they have their own intent on why they are doing that. I think they just want to demoralize my troops. They want us to look bad, because I just can't understand why anybody will wake up and say that we're killing people when we're actually not doing the same. And guess what? Where the Giwa barracks you were talking about, we have all the humanitarian agencies working there. You have the UN working, local and international organizations are working. Are we saying they are complicit? There is nothing we're doing in the back. So if they don't say it, which means Amnesty International is equal, and Amnesty is equally there, so which means they're equally accusing all these other organizations of being complicit.
So just to be clear, you would be prepared to go to the ICJ in The Hague and answer these accusations?
We're not scared of anything because we don't have anything of such.
I want to address allegations also of corruption in the defence sector, because Transparency International says corruption has resulted in the wasting of billions of dollars worth of public funds through corrupt defence procurement. You said yourself, procurement's an issue for the Nigerian military. Is the Nigerian armed forces corrupt?
We are not.
So, Barrister, this is Chief of Defence Staff, Christopher Musa.
Yes.
You can hear him defending himself, and you can hear the question thrown to him. This one of the issues that you have been crying out. So people are listening to your voice, and this question has been thrown to him. So, Barrister, what do you have to say about this, please?
Anyway, he mentioned Giwa Barracks.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Wawa Military Barracks.
Yeah.
Wawa Military Barracks is in Niger State, near Kanji Dam, in Kanji local government of Niger State.
Yeah.
Okay? Wawa Military Barracks is housing over 4,000 human beings in detention. Over 4,000 human beings in detention. We also had information that people are also dying there. Those who died there, I don't know how they are buried. I don't know if their families have been contacted to inform them that their loved ones who are here have died. But I can assure you that all my clients who are in Wawa Military Barracks have not been able to reach out to members of their family, nor have members of their family been able to reach out to those in that barrack. I can name some of them. Ikechukwu Henry was arrested by the army in Enugu State, sometimes in 2021. Till today, Ikechukwu Henry, despite the judgment of the Federal High Court, Enugu, ordering for his immediate release and compensation, Ikechukwu Henry has not been able to see his lawyers, Ikechukwu Henry has not been taken to court. In fact, he was tried to court before the same Binti Nyako. Binti Nyako made several orders that Ikechukwu Henry should be brought to court. The army and the SSS and the Ministry of Justice refused to obey those orders until Binti Nyako was tired and struck out the case. Ikechukwu Henry has not spoken to his family since 2021. In the family since 2021 till today. We don't even know whether he's still alive or not. There's another one. Ikechukwu Nwite was arrested in Ebonyi State. The same thing. He has not been seen by anybody till today. He has not spoken to anybody till today. But the DSS told us that they are all in Wawa military barracks. Fortune Okezie and 10 others, or Fortune Okezie and 14 others were arrested by the military, by the SSS in Lokoja after they attended Nnamdi Kanu's case and they were going back to Ebonyi State when they were arrested. They were all taken to Wawa military barracks. They are still in Wawa military barracks till today. 2 people were released from the Wawa military barracks amongst that team, that group that they arrested them. And that is Orib, what's his name? Awo and one other person were arrested together with the other 12, making them 14. Pius Awoke and the other guy, I don't know, I forgot his name. He says if he was a final year student of Ebonyi State University Computer Sciences. He lost 3 years in detention. They released the 2 of them just like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. They are in Ebonyi State, and I will forward this number to you so that maybe you can also read them sometime to tell you their Wawa military barracks experience. Idara Gold was released from Wawa military barracks. Idara Gold was released from Wawa military barracks after we have put so much pressure, and I thank God Justice Binti Nyako also helped to make a positive order. In fact, at the stage, I think she was even begging the army, begging the Ministry of Justice to please bring Idara, because Idara is just a young girl of 20 years. Until they brought Idara to court physically. Idara is enjoying her bail. Idara, why were you arrested and taken to Wawa? That they saw in her Facebook page, she was wearing Biafra color clothes. Because of that, they arrested her. They took her to Wawa military barracks, where she spent almost 3 years before she was released. There are other people. Mr. and Mrs. Ifeedi were arrested from Enugu, husband and wife. They were all taken to Wawa military barracks. Till today, nobody has heard or seen them. And they have very small children they left in Enugu with their landlady. You know, they took them, DSS arrested them and took them to Wawa military barracks. There are so many. So many. In fact, Barrister Pius Awoke, a lawyer who came from Nnamdi Kanu's case, he was going back to Ebonyi. They arrested him and others and took them to Wawa for nothing, you know, and just released him. After they have damaged the man's psychic, killed his chambers, because he couldn't work for over 3 years. The chambers was locked. You know, the wife packed out to the village, you know. He lost a lot. Now they've released him. He's trying to pick up his life again. So there are so many things happening in Wawa military barracks. If you go to Wawa military barracks today, you will not be allowed to go in. You will not be allowed to go into the barracks. And if you say you came to see somebody in the barracks, then sorry for you. If you say you came to see any of the detainees in the barracks, sorry for you. The army will deal with you ruthlessly. So the chief of army staff, Christopher, is saying there is no UN in Wawa military barracks. There is no amnesty in Wawa military barracks. In fact, we wrote a letter to National Human Rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission did not respond to my letter. They didn't respond. Though when I confronted their leader, NS Ojukwu SAN, he told me yes that they are working on the letter that because of the letter and the complaint of people, they moved the court to go and hear cases in Wawa military barracks. I don't know how they move a court there to hear cases without allowing the detainees to choose their lawyers. Rather, they are forcing lawyers on them. They force civil legal aid council lawyers on them. They didn't allow these lawyers to choose their own lawyers. They didn't allow the detainees to choose their own lawyers. And when you give them legal aid council lawyer, of course they don't know them. Whatever advice you give them, they will just take, believing that they're being given the best. And from what I heard, many of them were asked to plead guilty to lesser offenses. So some of them are pleading guilty to lesser offenses. There are 3 people from Port Harcourt taken to Wawa military barracks. Roland, Emeka Adiele, Edet, and Roland, Mr. Roland. All of them are in Wawa military barracks as I speak to you today. Despite the order of court of the FCT directing that they should be released and that they should be paid compensation of 100 million naira. Still, they are in Wawa military barracks under detention without access to their family members. That is why I said that the way governments of Nigeria arrest people and detain them is like kidnapping. They arrest you, detain you, and they refuse to give you access to your family members. That is kidnapping to me. They are beyond, there is no authority, no law, no court order to detain them. They just carry you and keep you wherever they want. All those people we heard that they died in war military barracks, how are we sure that they were not killed? How are we sure that their organs were not harvested? Because they are not under protection of any law. How are we sure of the circumstances of their deaths? So these are some of the things the leadership of IPOB should be interrogating. I like that video you played by the army and the Al Jazeera interview. See, those are the documents we should gather and confront the Nigerian government before the international communities with. By now, I thought by now, sir, we should have been taking the international courts should have been bubbling with cases from Nigeria, from the atrocities committed by the federal government of Nigeria and their agents. But unfortunately, I'm not hearing anything from the leadership of the IPOB. You know, I'm not hearing anything from them. We thought by now the international court should be bubbling with cases, so that these things will put a lot of pressure on the federal government of Nigeria to do the right thing. So please help us. Help us talk to the IPOB leadership to see that they wake up to this responsibility. Let them wake up to their responsibility. Those who will be charged to court should be charged to court. Okay? Those who will be charged to court should be charged to court. Team up. Join hands with other groups. There are so many groups that are interested in making sure that justice is done in the cases of IPOB. Look at the Rising Sun. The Rising Sun group in the US, they are a group of people who are fighting hard to make sure that proper things are done. Look at the IPOB women group in America. Look at the Umuada. You see, people will discriminate. No, this one is this one is that. Join hands together. Let everybody join hands together and fight this war once and for all. Look at AVID. These are all interest groups under IPOB, under the Biafran struggle. All of them should come and join hands together and form a unified force to face our enemies. Look at there's one other lawyer who is fighting for Niger. Is it Upper Niger something? Anthony somebody. Mr. Tony is a lawyer. Tony, I forgot his name. Fighting also for Biafran cause. These people, all these energies should be harnessed together. We should be able to pull them together. We should be able to call a meeting of the representatives of all these bodies and hold a meeting with them and decide how do we go from here. We cannot be fighting a common enemy, and everybody is doing his own thing the way he like. Yes, Tony Enadi also. Tony Nnadi. Yeah, Tony Nnadi, that's the man's name. Barrister Tony Nnadi. He's fighting. He's doing his own Biafran struggle in his own way, the way he understands it. Look, all those group of people who are fighting for Biafra should come together. It will not be a bad thing once in a year you call a conference of the representatives of all these group of people. You all come together and then pool resources together and draw up a map, a plan of action for the year and begin to execute it and assign jobs and duties and responsibilities to all the groups. After all, for we all want Biafra. So let us all come together, join hands together, and fight for that Biafra. And you call my million or more fufu. But then you say my million So we must come together, including those who are strong-headed. If they are strong-headed, calm them down and bring them closer. You know, in the family of 12, I get a man of the family are complete. Yotaga ga-enwere a strong-headed person. Oh yeah, man, asị ka akwa aja eje kpọta onye nke ahụ ọbịa kwaba aja. My people na-ekwu na obu ọgaranya na ihe niile na-ezu na ya nụ. A na-enwe ma ezigbo mmadụ ma ajọ mmadụ n'ime obu ọgaranya. So that nke ọ bụla ewepụtara ka eme akpa onye dị mma na ya nụ, especially sinite na nke a fit gị ọrụ ya n'ọrụ gị. Okay? So we should all come together under the IPOB flag and then move. If you go to the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Army, Air Force, Navy, all of them are forces who come together to push the Nigerian agenda. In the same way, we should all come together and push the Biafran agenda together. Okay, we may achieve something. Thank you.
Barrister. For those are watching, listening to us from YouTube, from Facebook, this is hard talk with Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor. On this hard talk, and they will say it the way it is. Eziokwu Chineke. You know, Barrister, we will come to that because we are going to, see say gbaticha okwu ọkpa. Ikekwe anyị were Igbo wee kwuo na nke anyị na-ekwu mana ọgụ ime ụlọ ka anyị na-achịkwu maka ya now. No, but before then, I want to respond to Christopher Musa because he denied that Nigerian army are not corrupt, that they are innocent, they are sent, that blah blah blah. Now let's play this recent video.
The zoo army
What they are
invaded the
doing.
community, destroyed people's property, burned people's houses into ashes, destroyed everything in Akko has been destroyed. Every shop. And when is the hand on Akko again? Mother knows in Akko. Shop on in, maybe such a shop or more mother, Bakashi chat or more mother. Who are their properties? American Nigerians do the property. Done them mad. Them mad. Property everywhere. I know right now, 7th of December 2024. After the war in our people's houses were born. Our community. After the war, I take the record and the details of what Nigerian zoo have done in our community. How about everywhere, maybe a people's property. People are rendered homeless now. Children are motherless, fatherless. I don't know the kind of intimidation the people of Akko is receiving in Okigwe. Ebeni na Barako, in the zoo. egbuola ha ndị obodo egbu ụmụ ogbenye atagbuola onwe ha n'ahụhụ ụmụ ogbenye atagbugo onwe ha n'ahụhụ n'obodo a enwe ụlọ ọnụ na-akụ na-ebughị bullet wound enwe ụlọ ọnụ na-akụ a na-agbata ha egbe enwe ụlọ ọnụ na-akụ a na-agbakọ ha ego obodo ara ndụ karịrị akarị kpọtanye aha gị
Tobias aha Igbo ka ndị Igbo
aha Igbo gị nka na-ele iwu onye elebe
onye akụ
elee ihe mere na ụlọ gị ahụrụ m na-agbara ya ọkụ maka nwanne gị nwoke elee ihe mere na
So, Barrister, I have to stop here because I don't have much time. You can see this happened in Okigwe on 7th of December 2024.
Yeah.
This is what Nigerian military has done. And still yet, this man is denying that they are innocent, they are not committing any crime. And this is happening in southeast Nigeria. And nobody's talking about it.
Well, it's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Atrocities have been committed in southeast Nigeria beyond human understanding and human comprehension. And these atrocities support Nnamdi assertion that these people hate us. They hate us. They hate us so much that their hatred has made them mad to the extent that they can go into a community and kill everybody in that community and burn their houses and loot their properties. When they, I'll give you an example. When they invaded the house of Ejiofor what was that his community again? They invaded the house.
Okay,
No,
Ejiofor.
yes.
Okay.
Orifite.
Yeah.
All those, there are shops of villagers. All those shops near Ifeanyi Ejiofor's house, they were looted. People saw them carrying bags of rice, semovita, provision, and loaded them into their pickup before they burned the houses. They broke the drawers of those old women and took their money, removed their money. You know, these are Nigerian security agencies. After they have looted the whole shops, then they now set it on fire and burnt everything to the ground. Why would you do that to old village woman that you claim you are protecting as security agencies? Okay? You went to Ifeanyi Ejiofor's house, burnt his house, burnt everything. The ones that refused to burn, you pour chemical on it. They pour chemical on all the iron rails, everything in that house, to make sure that what I think is acid, or I don't know what they poured, to make sure that the things are not damaged. They use something to destroy all the plumbing works. It's terrible. What these people can do is terrible. Then you now ask yourself, why would you do that to an ordinary lawyer? Why would you do that to those old women in the village who have stopped their shops for Christmas sale? You know that thing happened during the Christmas period. It happened during the Christmas period in Orifite. All those women, their children outside Nigeria and overseas, have given them money to stock their shop to sell for Christmas. You came, you looted all the things they have, and then you set their shops on fire. For what? So it makes me laugh when the general say the Nigerian army is not corrupt, you know, and that they are innocent of the atrocities that have been alleged. There are so many videos. Thank God for social media. Social media does not forget. And once you do and you post it, it remains there. There are videos of the Nigerian army firing machine guns, that chain gun, that chain one, into people's houses. And they'll be shouting, water, 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 that, fire, 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 fire. Okay? These are all signs of the hatred they have for our people. They are signs of unconventional means of doing their job. Your job is not to kill old men and old women and youths of a village. That is wrong. They hate us so much that they are capable of doing anything and everything to make sure that they exterminate the Igbo man. They just want to exterminate us. But unfortunately, our politicians don't know this. They think that is why people, some of them, they will promise them governorship, promise them presidency, and then our Igbo politician will now hold on to taa na ha ọ bụ na ha enyere aka gbutọpụ ndị fọrọ na ha ama nkwe. And all the very unfortunate. Ndị be anyị kwesịrị ịmago ihe banyere na mana unfortunately amamihe dị ka ọkọrọ anyị akọ na be anyị kịta, especially when it comes to individual power seeking anụ ọfịa. Ka ha hapụ etu a.
Ndewo Barrister, ndewo Barrister, ndewo. Now Barrister, onwe ndụmọdụ inyere anyị, mana asị na okwu anụnwa na okwu anyị ebulata ya na n'onu Igbo be anyị,
asụsụ anyị,
na asụsụ anyị. Onwe ndụmọdụ inyere anyị si that na ọ bụrụ na anyụka nwamili ọnụ na ọ ya agba ụfụfụ, but ọ bụrụ na abịa anyụọ ya onye anyụ ebe onye anyụ ebe onye anyụ ebe dịka iwe ese na ana, ọ bụrụ okwu wuli inu. Nke a wee eziokwu Chineke asị na ụlọ ọbụla gbasara agbasa anaghị eme gịnị, anaghị ejikọ ọnụ. Data okwu a ikwu ọma mma, mana o nwere ofu iwe na ofu na one m chọrọ mma atụnye na ya. And okwu a ikwu nwunye onye ndu anyị Lọlọ Uchechukwu Kanụ obidogo ya na champion ya n'oge gara aga, na mkpụrụ ụbọchị one na one ịga n'iru akwụkwọ ya nke a na-akpọ S&O, o nwee okwu ọtọgbọdị ya si onye ọbụla mee gịnị tinye aka ọnụ, onye ọbụla butuo, ma onye emejọ ma onye ndị na-eme na onye ọbụla butuo, ka eme gịnị ka ejikọ aka ọnụ wee fight na enwe one common goal ka ifili our leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Na ọ bụ na onye ndupụtazi ya, onye ọbụla ya etendawazia his own iwe na-ewute ya. And that okwu amaka. Mụnwa bụ onye nọkwa ebe a, Maazị Ezumezu, ana m agwakwa nwunye onye ndu anyị, o nwere lot of n'ihe o mekwe adọm mma, but mụnwa nwere ike ịpụta n'ilu akwụkwọ bịa ebe gịnị bịa kpatawa ya, bịa kastrate ya, because mme ya onye na-eme wee onye ndu, onye Igbo ka m bụ. So mana okwu anabata m ya, okwu ma mma ka ọ bụ. Mana o kwuche data okwu, nwee nwa mmadụ a na-akpọ Emeka Gift. Onye ọbụla nọ into our family mara maka ya. Emeka Gift mee gịnị ozugbo ka ntabi ya ọwụ data okwu Emeka Gift ukwu ọ dịchara mma. But na-agwa nwunye onye ndu anyị na asị na o stabido taa dịwa mma na ọ dịwa agboo. Ọ dịwa agboo. Na data okwu bụ ọmaka. And ama m na ọtụtụ n'ime anyị nọ na-ege ntị, ma ndị nọ underground na-ege ntị actually weta ilu ha ebe a nọ. Mụnwa Maazị Ezumezu nwa Ekwensu, o nwere two things, o nwere ihe m believe na ya. Onye wu my leader wu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, nyanwa bụ onye nụrụ onye wepụta njem anụ, wepụta njem anụ. And anything onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwu, ọ bụrụ na ọ dịrọ gị mma and you were a member of IPOB, ime gịnị isi na IPOB pụọ. But iwe okwu once is na you were a member of IPOB, that is no okwu ka kwudoro na ya. And anything no okwu ịbịa mee gịnị si mba na ịma mmịa na-apụta bịa mee ya, n'onwe ya. Onye ahụ na gịnị ị na-amụnye ụlọ ọkụ. And ịbịa nọkwuo n'iru akwụkwọ ndị ọkaikpe onye ndu, ịma na onye ndu n'ọwụta onye ndu nke tata na nke echi anyị na-afụ anya, ịnọ n'iru akwụkwọ n'onu n'igwe nọrọ n'igwe ọnụ aja agbasa okwu nke ụwa wee na-akasịgeti ndị ọkaikpe ya. Ọ dịrị anyị mma onye na-akasịgeti onye ndu anyị. So ibe m ga-ekwuli ya dat na ma mụnwa ma Okeke ma Okafọ akwado m n'iwe ikwu wee eziokwu Chineke. Iwukwu eziokwu ma ọ na-adịkwa mma a na-achọkwa ka akpadata udo emetụcha okwu aka ka obi wee mee gịnị wee zide. N'ihi na ọ bụrụ na ị bịa n'ilu akwụkwọ onye ndu kwuo okwu wefute meseji okwu tụrụ ndị ọkaikpe ya isi mba na ọbụla onye ndu kwuru ya na-anwa fọmụlụ ya ịkasigetie ya ịfụ na ị na-eweta ọta arụ ị bịa dide is lawyers ị na-akasigeti wa n'ilu akwụkwọ ị na-eweta ọta arụ ị bịa dide is family na-akasigeti ya n'ilu akwụkwọ ị na-eweta ọta arụ ị bịa dide nwaanyị anyị ma nọ n'ọkwa since 2014 who the oldest member of DOS madam Neni anya ị na-ebo di ya nta n'imo ị na-eweta ọta arụ. Kama maazị Ezumezu na-ekwu obere tata dawa mma ọ dịwa gboo. Ọ bụrụ na Chika Paul Edozie m Chinasa Nwoolo ọ sị na agba anyị ife Tony Ezulumike Chukwudi Ọfọma Aịzaya Ụba ya wụ ndị ọzọ nọ the other side nye na today all those people eji wee cause a lot of problem n'ilu akwụkwọ ka ebe a nawa today Chibuzo Egwuatu ka ebe ọ nọ today ọpụgo ọnyụgo nsi nsisebiri ọpụgo Metusela ka ebe ọ nọ. So a lot of things wee mee maazị ma okwu ikwu amaka okwu ikwu ọ ma mma ka Okeke nụrụ ka Okafọ nụrụ dị na ama m na anọrọ ebe a na-ege ntị ihe na-ekwu ịchọkwuo enwere m ike ịkpọkwu one of the principal officer n'ọkwa Amerịka enukwu ọnụ mmiri okwu ha ana anyị bịakwa na IPOB anyị nọ n'ime ya maazị Barrister Nnaemeka anyị enwere leadership we nwere principal officers anyị nwere leadership we nwere high ranking principal officer na anyị bịa na IPOB family nke nọ n'ime ya ibe m na-efolo mkpụrụ onye ndu kọ ka mụnwa na-efolo and ọwụwụ na ịbịa sị na mma datụ mkpụrụ onye ndu kọ na ọ bụrụ onye nwa dị mma na ịchọrọ ịkọ nke gị ọnya ihe enwe okwu utu maazị Ezumezu nwa ekwensu. So Barrister ibe ikwu amaka mana o nwee vidio nchọ ka anyị gee ntị obere ka enu nke a wa I think not from ka anyị gee ntị.
When he was abducted, when he was illegally abducted from Kenya.
Sorry, madam. Maybe you want to ask me, when was I aware that Toyin was adopted? Is that what you want to ask me?
Well, either ways, because either you know, or whether when you know, that's still the same thing. Because all of us are aware. I was aware that he was abducted, so you were aware that he was abducted.
Yes, I was aware that he was abducted on the 27th of June when the Nigerian establishment broke the news that our leader was adopted. I was aware. Yes.
Did you ask questions to those who...
Barrister Nnaemeka biko onye na-anụ onu ya now Maazị Chika Paul Edozie m. This video was about 3 years ago with some women in America. Achọrọ ka ige ntị ka ịnụ the only chọrọ ikwu na ọ na-akakwa na mma.
We are like taking care, or maybe people who usually, board is plain, or people who are, working with him directly? Did you ask those questions? Okay, he was abducted for 8 days. None of us knew about it. Did you ask those questions? Did you find out from the people who were supposed to find out what went wrong?
Well, yes, let me answer your question. And I'll give you a background before I answer your question. On the 27th, the news broke that our leader was arrested, was kidnapped. The first person who sent me that news was my deputy, Mazen Trumi. He sent it to me and he said, look at what I saw. I said, don't mind them, this is the zoo and their nonsense. That was my response because for me it was unimaginable. And then hours later, other news carried it and then it began to spread. And the shock was deep in me. In fact, when in my workplace for a couple of hours, I couldn't get it. I couldn't make sense out of it. And after I recovered from that shock, I left work. I went home and I called an emergency DOS meeting. And we began to deal on this matter. And what are we going to do? What happened? After that day, we said, okay, we will individually make our own investigations. And yes, I called people who are close to and who may know. First person I called was the secretary. I called her and I asked her a direct question if she was aware and what time, at what date was she or became she have the knowledge that Onyendu was arrested. And bearing in mind that on the 19th, I had a meeting with Onyendu in the morning during a fundraising, and there was supposed to be a second one with US later in the evening, and he didn't turn up to that meeting. So I asked her, at what time did you know? Because after that meeting that Onyendu didn't come, the following day I called the secretary. And I asked her, were you able to reach Onyendu up to this moment? She said, that is probably 24 hours after Onyendu didn't come to that meeting. She said, no, she didn't reach. She couldn't reach him. And that this is somehow unusual. I said, okay. The following day again, I called her. That will be the 21st. Were you able to reach Onyendu? Man, either I called her or I sent a message, but I asked again from there. She says, no. Then we got the message of Onyendu being kidnapped. And then I called her on the 28th of thereabout and asked her when she became aware. She became aware on the 21st, probably earlier. I assume maybe she knew earlier. But she knew on the 21st. And I asked her, how did you come to know about that? She said she got information from Kenya through a contact. And I said, who is the contact? What's the name? She gave me a name, first name. I asked, what about the second name? She said she doesn't have it, or she doesn't know it. Then my second question was, how did you know this person? She said, when you introduced this person in Kenya to her, because he does that sometimes. Now, she got that information from that person, from that contact. And I asked her, what did you do when you received that information? And she said she contacted Calendar and asked Calendar if he heard what is going on. And Calendar said, yeah, that she should not worry. She should not worry, everything is fine, everything is fine, or that everything is fine, but that she should not worry. And also that Calendar asked her not to say anything about this matter. She told me that. I said not to say anything about that. Please, I don't need to be interrupted, please. And the Calendar told her not to say anything about it. And I said, okay, when you told Calendar, who else did you tell? Why didn't you tell the leadership? Is it not that it's not because you don't know who the leadership is when Onyendu is not there? Why didn't you tell the leadership? Why didn't you tell the head of the directorate? Why didn't you tell members of the directorate? And gave me a very stupid reason, but I mean, that's for me. It doesn't make sense. She said at that time there were attacks on her, and she doesn't know who are behind those attacks. Maybe those also directed because she believes that Mazmuru is maybe one of the people behind the attack on her. I said, okay, but if Mazmuru is behind, what about the other people? So that meant.
So, Barrister, I want to stop here. The reason why I played this video, this is where it all started. Nsogbu anyị na-enwe n'ime our family. Video tere aka, ịchọkwa ya, I don't know, I'll forward this video for you. On this video, Madam Bridget Okafor nọ there. Nelo Ofebu nọ there. Madam Azuka nọ there. Madam Oyibo zoro ezo, ọ nọ there. Now, no, Ndidi Amaka nọ there. So this how it started from here, and from here, this black men batara Okwalago. But this group of these women, that first woman, today they are not in peace today. I'm with a different group. Because in Nnaemeka, I can say every woman or some women in America, that's why just where can play this thing. And the first people who they accuse of Madam Nnaemeka are people head of finance. They want to push him aside. Then now, another thing, after this woman by a black man, no can takano, lele onye ndu. No, Madam Nnaemeka, lele onye ndu. This all started from this woman. Yeah? And again, even at some point, in our own radio Biafra where we worship, they also start saying it that the family of Mazinan can betray their own brother. Madam Nnaemeka also betrayed our leader. I think what ebe okwu as wee bawazia. I don't know on this point. But on this video, he Chika Politism Gwag that now he have a meeting with our leader on 19 of that very month, and he's supposed to have another second meeting. But the same people at the end of the day, after this woman be no chance na they are this men, Chika Poli, Dozem and Chinas will continue where these women stop to blackmail innocent people. Okay, whatever today. But the fact is that unlike Imiriku, onye major, man, it is time we come back. That one thing I work with, because ọbụna emere gịnị gbasara enwere ike izugo. Yeah, so about so we ike ikwu biko continue biko. Ndewo.
Yes, thank you very much. You see, Imana enwe failure and enwe a lot of blame game. Onwe ya chọka ya take responsibility. Onwe ya sị ka ọ bụrụ na onye nwa nọ n'aka ya ka ihe si wee mee. Onye ọ na ya like ya shift o blame to onye ọzọ. Mana anyị masị ka nkịta n'abalị bụrụ anwụnta. The DOS nwere the capacity ikpochapụ ihe niile a menụ bido n'isi build renew kwa hope ndị mmadụ by bringing all of them together. Ịma na ọ na-afịa arụ mmadụ ịsị sorry, but it is also the easiest thing anybody nwere ike ime. Iwepụ pride, wepụ ego, do humble, you can achieve a lot. Maka ndị be anyị tụrụ inu wee sị na ọnwa ewu gbuo ikpere na-aba naanị ọṅụọ nri ya ala. DOS kwesịrị by now uche niile a na-emenụ ịchịkọtabazi onye ọbụla ọnụ, kpokọtaba onye ọbụla ọnụ, ma ndị jefere ụzọ, ma ndị melụ nke ọ na ha melụ, mgbe onye ọ na forget ya, onye ọ na come together, let us form a formidable team wee nwee ike inweta ihe anyị na-achọ. Ịma na abịa na football club or football field, a na-enwe 12 players on the field. 11 players on the field. Na 11 anwa onye ọ na chọrọ ka ọ bụrụ onye bụ the star ka ọ bụrụ onye ya enye goal eji wee win mana it is not possible for everybody to be the star. That is why ji wee nwee ndị a na-akpọ ndị attackers adribụcha ndị midfield dribụcha enye ndị attackers ka ha jezie nye the goal. Otu a ka o kwesịrị ịdị. Ebe na IPOB enwe a lot of families, a lot of units, a lot of groups onye ọra na-eme nke ya ka i wee dị mma mana ọ bụrụ na ekpokọrọ ya ọnụ all those efforts ọ bụrụ na ebukọtara ya ọnụ together ifu na ịma nweta the desired result unu chọrọ. Now kịta a na-ekwu okwu inauguration of Donald Trump as president and anyị ma na anyị chọrọ the support of Donald Trump, anyị chọrọ the support of the American government n'ihe anyị na-eme. Kedu ihe ndị IPOB na-eme about it? Kedu ihe ajụ m ndị onwe groups ajụgo m ndị Rising Sun asa ha na-eme nke ha jụọ Madam Bridget with ụmụ nwanyị ndị nke ha asa ha na-eme nke ha. Why can't all these units come together? Mbọsị anyị anabata Donald Trump, mbọsị a ga-eme inaugurate, unu show a one united strong presence. Ọ ga-eme Donald Trump negharị ahụ sị ọ ga-ajụ ha kedu ndị bụ ndị emi ekwuo nekwa ndị ọ bụ. I remember the first inauguration of Donald Trump. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there and he was the only black man who was there, the only black man abụrụ onye America who was there at his inauguration. It sent a very strong message to the Nigerian government na nwoke a ejetekwa n'aka. Gịnị mezi ndị gọọmenti wee send ya a very high power delegation to the Mercury Group, what what do you call them? Liaison people. Ndị ahụ wee banye ọrụ ozugbo into the Mercury Group wee tisaba ihe niile Nnamdi Kanu mere organize ebe ahụ. Now, we need to lobby all our members. Yes, that's it. Thank you. That's it. We need to lobby all our people to form a united front. Na ọ bụ na nwere ihe abụ na anyị chọrọ inweta. Otherwise, ihe ka anyị na-agbagharị from pillar to post, post to pillar until the next 30 years. Nwe ihe mmadụ ga-ejide aka. We must drop all animosity. We must drop all blame. Kposa nche n'akụkụ. Form a new united front. Anyị ji wee gaa n'iru. Ọ bụrụ na emenwuo ya, ọ ga-enye aka. Sirichie out. Ọ bụrụ o nwere oge ndị Obasanjo chọrọ ịzụ election. Atiku Abubakar wee bụrụ ọgbata ogbechie to him. Bụrụ ihe ndị oyibo na-akpọ stumbling block. Even as vice ya, ka ihe Obasanjo mere. O jee na nke Atiku sekpụla na yọọ ya biko. Si ya biko na ọ bụ ihe a bụzi last term. Ka mmezie last term m pụtazi imebezie. Atiku na soft pedal. Mele Obasanjo wee win kwa second term. Win is the second term. Take over power. Debe Atiku ebe o debere ya. So why can't the IPOB command, the highest command in IPOB, the Directorate of State, organize every other group? Man na-ewe iwe, man dị na-asị na nke a mee, man dị na-asị na nke email. There is no how every human being can reason together as one. Ọ dịrọ possible. O nwere ndị ga na-eme na-ekwe bass, ha na-ekwe gịwụ na-akpa ya soprano, ndị ọzọ na-ekwe treble. Voices anyị nchama mbụ one. As in, we cannot sound one. A ga-enweri different faces, but all of them will come under one umbrella to give you a unified front. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting the leadership, the entire highest command, to draw all men to themselves by mobilizing all the other groups who have been out of the cycle, bring them back. Kpọọ ha nke niile, nabatakwa ha. Ndị a ga-agba alụ njọ ha, agba alụ njọ ha. Ndị a ga-edebegoro njọ ha n'akụkụ wee mee ihe a na-eme, edebegoro njọ ha n'akụkụ wee mebe ihe a na-eme. Maka ọkwa niile na-enwe nwa ite ọgbanyụ ọkụ. So let us not, in pursuit of a tiny cricket, tụfuzie the elephant meat anyị bụ n'isi. Ndị anwa melụ njọ, I said, look, you have offended, you have not followed the code, You have not obeyed instructions as directed. But let us come together, unify them, bring them closer. Onye ọ na-nwe assignment in here, and then you report to the director of state through your various commands, through your various units. Report to the directorate of state, and then afterwards you win. You win. When you win what you win, when the punishment later on, you can do that, but achieve the main aim first. Achieve the main goal like the Machiavelli set up IPOB. Ọ ga-enye aka da na-abịa na-etisasị na-apịawasị isi onye ọ na nkụkasị akụkasịcha onwezi ha ya akụta. Ọ bụrụzi ihe a na-ekwu abịa etinyela anyị ọgbaghara. Ọ ihe gọọmenti mere anyị o. Abịa etinyelu ndị IPOB ọgbaghara. Unu na-anụzi ọgụ intanali ha na-eme ihe ha na-eme na-aga n'iru. So ọ ka mma ka anyị nwee uche. Ma na ndị a bụ ọgbaghara ka anyị chọrọ itinyela anyị. Etinyela anyị ọgbaghara, anyị gwa ha na anyị ka ha nwee uche. Ha kpasa anyị kpọka otu ekpokọ nweta. Nweta ihe anyị chọrọ. Anyị nwetazi ihe anyị chọrọ, nwezi ihe ọzọ anyị na-emechi anyị emebezi ma na nke a anyị enwetago the main thing anyị na-achọ. Daalụ.
Ya Barrister, okwu ga-amaka. Nsị na okwu ga-amara mma, abụ m onye asị. Okwu ga-amaka. Emecha mmasị oke the road map ife na anyị nwere ike iji wee achieve this peace anyị na-ekwu okwu maka ya. Bịa before the onwe nchọrọ ikwutu obele. Onwe onye mụ na ya tara ekwentị, anyị karịa ụka gwarago wee sị ya in 2015 and 2016 ịnụ maka Kanu nta Kanu ọ ịnụ maka Prince Mmeme. Ọsị m mba, but ị ma na those people nọ there. Ọsị m yes na ama na anọ. Ọsị but ịnụ ma na-apụta kapụta n'iru akwụkwọ ọwụ na DOS kwuo lead by Chikapor Edoziem, Kanta Kanu say no, you have got the right thing to do. In only then, I'm sorry, not to the Uchemefo not then. I said no. What said? Do you know why? I said no. What's here? The only reason why then Uchemefo got car follow out. Uchemefo was doing whatever Onyendu Guarianane. Any message Onyendu send, Uchemefo will come on radio. See, this order is from the highest instruction of this movement. Uchemefo will say it the way Onyendu Cholia. Everybody, that's the only reason why Kanu or Prince Meme or Madam Nenyaya did not come up on media. And anytime Uchemefo Cholikwa about IPOB finance, Uchemefo will come with Madam Nenyaya on air. So Uchemefo respect, then I can with IPOB code of conduct, even with chain of command. And everybody making it, they will see that Joe. Now, Barrister.
Yes.
Do you know that after Inaya, you also agree with me that this Monday sit at home will one of the major problems when I need today. Take a lot of life. Okay. Do you know that now? No one to get the message on 6th of August 2021 that Onyendu see that this Monday sit at home. Or Monday goes down. Onyendu announced that this Monday goes down should be suspended, should be cancelled. But I am already on tape. If you want it, I play it for you. Chikapor Edoziem no, that he will not obey that order. Makana Onyendu enyele the excuse, only the reasons that he will go on and carry it out and he will take responsibility of it. He will highest insubordination, disobeying our leader. And he will agree with me today that this Monday sit at home, but cannot disobey Onyendu if we that in are causing our land. Someone have power then to give a command for people to stay at home. And remember, Benjamin Madubugo gacha wee pụtafu Onyendu wee sị na Onyendu na-ewesịrị Chikapor Edozie Iwo due to the refuse to obey his instruction of this sit at home. All Maazị Ezumezi na-ekwu nwa ekwensu na akwa wee ezokwu Chineke. Ihe we cause a lot of problems because some people start disobeying our leader and some people say no. So, and lotekwe, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, the past lawyer, who that now IPOB a code of conduct that we should all respect IPOB code of conduct. You are one of the who work with them. So, Barrister, get your roadmap on this piece in a cassava for us to in place.
Well, onye ndu ezibugo m ozi on this. Onye ndu ezibugo m ozi on this, and I've passed that message to Ndos Mugwa. I've spoken to Madam Bridget. Madam Bridget confirmed that they are ready and willing to work under the Directorate of State. I've spoken to the members of the Rising Sun, Ebe Fada Odimegwano.
Yeah.
Also, they are ready to work with the Rising Sun. I've spoken to even David. I've spoken to them. That they are ready to work with the DOS. I've spoken to Avid, that's American veterans, had ready to work with the Directorate of State. So all those have reached out to, they are all ready to work with the Directorate of State. So I'm hoping that this new year battle, the Directorate of State will take the initiative to reach out to all of them and have a meeting with with the leaders of these various groups. The various groups, well, onye ọna nwere mbọ ọ na-agba nke ya. Ha nche ndị nwere mbọ ha na-agba, but we need a unity of purpose. Anyị niile bịa together to achieve a result. Otherwise, ihe ga na-enwe bụ minor success, imechakwa ya ndị Nigerian government akụsa ya. But unu ncha bịa together as a unit, it will help. So I'm hoping that Maazị Chike Doziem, who is the leader of the HOD of Directorate of State, will reach out to members of his DOS and then reach out. Ọ ga-aka mmalụ ndị niile a na-ekwu maka ya. Reach out to all those units, all those groups of people. Ọ bụgodu na their leaders, kpọọ ha ncha for a conference meeting. They don't need to be physically present, but I know how get me a physical presence something that would be wonderful. But otherwise, call them on phone, reach out to them. You can start reaching out to them individually. The way you have gotten their various consent, then you can now do a phone conversation with all of them at the same time. Onye ọra nwee ike inwe that ịma na ihe a na-lack bụ trust and confidence. Onye a trustụrụ onye a trustụrụ onye. But now, you need to build that confidence and that trust in them. And you will be required to show leadership. You must show leadership. And the leadership you will show will not fall from the sky. Oh, mmadụ ga-eme. And mmadụ ga-eme nwe by just a little phone call. Ụfọdụ ihe ndị a na-ekwu bụ onye ya ebu ụzọ wee kpọm. Onye ya ebu ụzọ wee kwu na ọ bụrụ m nwa ga-ayọ biko. Ịghọtago ihe na-emenụ. But put pride and ego aside, you will go places, you will achieve what you want to achieve. You will get the people you want to get. Otherwise, ihe ga na-arụzi bụ ifu na ị ga na-arụzi ọrụ in isolation. Ị ga na-arụzi ọrụ akarịa gị. But ọ bụrụ na ị nwere all these groups of people na-ekwu maka ha, you can send them, you go to UN and do this, get me result within 1 week. You go to the African Union, get me result within 2 days. People are na-arụ ọrụ onye ọ na-aga n'iru. Ifu na aga na-enyezi report steadily. But if you think you will do everything by yourself, okay, leak or man walk. So I am hoping that Edoziem, Chinasa, Form and Co, all of them will come together as DOS, hold a meeting, draw out a map, a strategy for bringing back all those who have fallen apart or who have fallen aside, bring them back to the fold, and then move the union up and achieve results. Thank you.
Yeah, ndewo Barrister, ndewo Barrister. The Barrister ka nyere gị aka, for me, only two things Chika Paul Edoziem. Every other person will come to line, even without calling them. Only two things, only two things. On our program, I respect you enough that if not, when name na-akpọ Chinasa nwolu, when name na-akpọ ya. When name na-akpọ ya, and I know they are here now, they are watching, they are listening. Because if I peace, because okwu amaka, only two things can Chika politicism and I have gone here before. In my that two things, obey every single instruction onye ndu wepụta from 2021, including nke iwepụta n'onwe gị, including the memo iwepụta. Now obey that instruction of our leader, Master Nkanu. Even Chika Paul doesn't say that now. Now when I disobey our leader, that we are putting his life in danger. Ojonia Weku. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. Ojonia Weku, that one. That all that night disobey onyendu, now they put his life in danger. So Chika Paul does him with all due respect. And I hope Gunwe Ilich Woya send the message in from so person. Now obey every single instruction from Onyendu Wopute, including Kegunwa Woputekwalai from 2021 till they now may obey. Second, now may obey IPOB Code of Conduct. This IPOB Code of Conduct, all Chika Paul them will sign it there. Obo mo sign it there. Young sign it there. Also wait now may obey. These are only two things. And everybody will come to line. Believe me, everybody will come to line. Every office will have to respect it. These are the two things. More. But that now, oh na Chika Polizo me, and not too hard to do. Mazi, do you know that now all our accounts, IPOB accounts in Europe have been changed. In South America, in Asia. So all those things are against IPOB Code of Conduct. So Mazi, I like local and the like ka one or two IPOB principal officer ka no because they're here, they are listening to me. Mazi onwere onwe n'iwe nkwu kịta anụnwa enwe ike ịgwa anyị n'iwe nkwu now before all these people.
He could correct. Mazi Nnameka's instruction should be obeyed by everybody. Basic. That is basic. And IPOB Code of Conduct should also be obeyed by everybody. Onye ọbụla kwesịrị obey. You know? And if there is any reason that any of those things shouldn't be obeyed, then it is important, the the consequence. Then if the person using the instruction says, no, go on with what I have said, then you can go on. You got to go onwe be man because onwe anything that maybe they make one can maybe the information that is not available to ndị n'ime kwa nke na ọmanịcha izi ozi ọga mma emekwa ihe ịgwa mana nekwa ihe ya emekwa ahụ na mme ya then onye ahụ nwezikọsigo oke nye aghọtago because o nwere something I found out from Nnamdi Kanu even na court anyị na-eje mgbe ụfọdụ ọsọ go and do this thing iwe si ọga nekwa na nnele ihe anya nekwa ihe na-eche oge anụghị ntị wee fụ na ị nwere a superior argument to that ọ sịghị you are right n'eziokwu gị hapụzi ya ga-emenye. You got to go, and that is how a leader works. You listen to your followers. So, anything where you cause any of those instructions, you should be able to say, this is the reason why we can't carry this thing out at this point in time. Then only when you see the instruction can now reassess. Well, okay, yes, okay, you are right. Or no, go on with what I have told you and do it. Then the Messiah, but when you are giving instruction and you don't do it at all, back and then maybe issue. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, Barrister and Mabe, yeah. Yeah, Barrister, I'm coming. I'm going to get one or two person online.
No
Yeah.
problem, no problem.
Yeah. So Mazike, well, when that now they are in work, and one of the people, two people in color now, and America, might time different.
Okay.
Maybe they are at work, they cannot be able to say something, but
Okay.
they are listening to the program. Because I can see, I saw them here.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mazi, what you just said is a welcome idea, and more personally, Okwalago, I like him even equal Okwalago. But try ya ọ na ilichkwe Chika Paul Edoziemu. Just as she said, these two things, although they hard to do, and you just said it that now. If onye ndu si mee nke a na-esi ya bet nekwe na he will listen to you. You know, not na ọ bụ na our lawyers wepụta message from onye ndu, maybe osut logo, he castigate esi mba ọ bụrụ from our lawyer, not from naked ka edere ya. No, bịa on air that na our lawyers are compromised go na akwụrụ ya bụ na o invade ọkwụrụ ụgwọ tax, all those things, and knowing that the moment you are castigating the lawyers they defend our leader, you are castigating onye ndu. Nke a the simple truth. The moment you come on air on Radio Biafra, the whole world is listening to castigate our barristers, you are indirectly castigating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, Maz, I thank you so much,
Thank you.
for coming up. At least can people ka kije zuo n'ike na ịgbacha ibe gba yesterday wee mere na. So when your take home point ihe enye anyị, so inye anyị ọkwụlago.
Well, my take home point is that all hands must be on deck. All hands must be on deck to achieve results. Let us reach out to friends and let us reach out to ndị nwere common interest like we, to see that we arrive at the destination I actually may arrive at. Ka anyị kwụsị mgbakasị arụ, mgbasasị onwe anyị. Onye agwalụ ya kwe ka e wee nwekwa ike ịgwụ ya ọzọ. then ụmụazị be anyị ma ụmụ akwụkwọ ma ndị nọcha ebe dị iche iche na-agba mbọ ka ihe mere na-aga ọfụma stay discouraged na ha. O nwere ndị nọbụ na detention ebe anụnwa na Abuja emegidezi erelease go ha, but imago at a stage some of them were getting disappointed na onwero much ha na-afụ na family ha rapụcha wee jebe njem a ha jelu na emezizi ya family abandon ma ụmụ akwụkwọ ma school fees ụmụ ha and house rent ma ọsịa ma ọsịrị ya na o nwechara issue. So ana m asị ndị ọbụla nwere ike ị na-enyere ha aka ka unu gbaa mbọ gbasie mbọ ike enyere ha aka like ndị ejigasị na Awawa military barracks ekwesịgo by now ekwesịgo inwe a full documentation of all their names. Ekwesịgo reach out to all the units in the various states ebe mmadụ na-efu efu document ya all their names malụ n'ebe ha nke na-esi malụ unit ebe ha si nwee ike reach out to their family members wee nwee ike na-eti ha aka n'obi na-asị ha don't worry na ha nọ na mmadụ nọkwu ha n'azụ. Elote m oge Maazị Nnameka nọ n'ilo onye na-emebe ihe a bụ Bright Chimezie, according to what I heard, Bright Chimezie, but I don't know whether he still does it. So any onye ga na-reach out to the families of those of our fallen heroes and the families of those no under detention, reach out to the members of their family. At least ọ ga-akasịkwa ha obi ebe ọ na ha nọ ama yes na despite their absence na ndị mmadụ na-enedere ndị be ha anya ọfụma. Then ana m asịkwa ka anyị kwụsị all this internal wrangling ịkpọ ọnụ ịkọ ọnụ aka onye ọnụ and all those things. Ọ ihe ụmụazị ị na-anya ọ bụrụ all this same thing ka ndị otu Nelson Mandela mere oge Nelson Mandela nọ na detention for 27 years. The ANC was coordinated despite the absence of Nelson Mandela, and emegidekwara ya wee mee achieve what they achieved today. Today South Africa is an independent state, you know, bụrụ independent state na-emezi ọfụma now. Today sị na Nigeria na-eji ayọ ha ma ngwa ọgụ ma ọsịa ma irute na nwa oge Nigeria ji ego wee jee igoro ngwa ọgụ na South Africa. Then ask yourself, how many people bịago Nigeria igo ngwa ọgụ ọbụla maka na ya enwere ọnụ, you know. So ana m asị nke onye na-eme ya jisi ike, but there is need for us to come together as a group to achieve results. Thank you very much.
Maazị, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Maazị. Ndewo, Maazị. Ndewo, Maazị. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Maazị. You're welcome.
O nwere ihe n'iru ebe a ka m metụ ya aka n'ọnụ.
Okay, ngwanụ na gaa n'ilu. Yeah, okay. Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, Maazị.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So, Biafrans, this is Hard Talk with Barrister Nnaemeka Ejiofor. Iwe kwuru ebe a wee eziokwu Chineke. Iwe kwuru ebe a wee eziokwu Chineke. Ọ Maazị Ezumezu na-ekwu nwa ekwensu. Wee na-asị that na I need ime gịnị ịbịakọta ọnụ wute eziokwu Chineke. Ịgbasa ndị logo eme gịnị aṅụrụ nụ one by one but ya bịakọta ọnụ egwu ejide ndị ilo. So like if I na-ekwu from day one Chika Paul Edoziem, you must respect Onyendu's instruction and obey IPOB code of conduct. It's important. The moment you do that, nsogbu adịrọ. Everybody will respect the office. Ka o si wee dị before Onyendu wee mee gịnị wee gawa on another assignment. Stop castigating IPOB lawyers on Radio Biafra. Stop castigating Onyendu's family on Radio Biafra. Stop castigating your fellow DOS member, the head of finance, Madam Nnaemeka, on Radio Biafra. The moment you guys stop it, I will stop mine. But the moment he now castigate these people, to use his own platform, his own little space to debunk your lies. So ekene nwoke kene nwanyị si ndụ nka nka onye anyị fụtara ka anyị afụ echi. Awadida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ojeligo ọya natalu onye fụrụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-elote iwe emelu nwa ya eme ya. Onye fụrụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu si na ọ ya eji isi ya wee chụọ aja, anyị were isi onye a wee chụọ aja. N'ihi na ọmụmụ egbu ngwu na ama amadịrị ya nkọ. Oisi fly na-akụ nkwe ogbe ndigwe majili ya onu. Asị na n'ilu ka anyị ga na-aga ndụ nka nka wee tinye Emeka legal team n'aka Chukwu Okike Abịama. Si na Chukwu Okike Abịama ya wu ya nọrọwa n'ilu nọrọwa n'azụ. Ihe a nụrụwa ọgụ nke dịkwa n'ilu anwaghị enwe mmeri. Wee tinye ya n'aka si ndụ nka nka their family. Wee tinye our men on ground ESN n'aka Chukwu Okike Abịama sị biko ekekele ụwa na-echeba ọpụọ na mbataba. Wee tinye onye ndụ family n'aka Chukwu Okike Abịama si biko dododo na-echeba na-edoba. Tinye IPOB family n'aka Chukwu si biko na-eche anyị na-edo anyị ọpụọ anyị na mbata anyị ndụ nka nka. Ha masị na ọ ya mara anyị mma. Ọ Maazị Ezumezu na-ekwu nwa ekwensu Maazị Otimgbodomgbo asị m ka ọ dụrụ anyị na mma. Ụbọchị start abụrụ Otimgbodomgbo. Ụbọchị start awụ gịnị? Hard talk. Please share the program. Onye agwa na-anọrọ ọ ya mara anyị mma. Anyị gbuo n'aka nna iwe ọma, igbuo n'aka ekpe iwe ọma. Ndụ nka nka ka iwe ọma meere anyị n'aka ji onye ndu anyị ya eme gịnị? Ya rapụrụ onye ndu anyị na anwakwe na anwa ekwele. So ana m asị unu ka iwe ọma meere anyị.
Jiri mara ndị kwere ekwe, ndị bụ na-ejikwa ịhụnanya ịnarata ihe n'aka, ndị bụ na-ejikwa mmadụ anata wee bụrụta ego dịrị ha. Mgbala izewe ịhụnanya, mgbe okwukwe nwere olileanya, mgbe okwukwe nwere olileanya, ịhụnanya gbara ọsọ n'ụlọ ụka. Ngwa gị ya chụrụ ya ọsọ, iru otu na nkewa akpọmasị barabara n'iru chụrụ ya ọsọ. Nwanna mụ na ya nsachi mmụọ si na ọmụrụ ya mma. Onye ahụ mụ na ya sekwa ekpere, ọ na-agọzi na njọ ọgwụ eje. O wee bụrụ ọkwa ka a na-azọ. Onye nwere ọkwa ahụ ya kachasị. We not set it all. No look about passenger. We not set it all. The next the loser stands so small. Iro di no la ira agua balisi. Llega agua me bodo. Ya mara baby nanya. Aga makokwara ge boy. Abia set it. Nnamdi Abindi Wenuwo Ole Nnamdi Kanu I love your friend Ole Nwanegi Governor Lesoti Ole Nwanegi Okezi Bazu Nwanne Ole Nnamdi Governor Lesoti soti nwanne m ole Nnamdi Kanu ụmụafọ Igbo nderi juru afọ ole Nnamdi Kanu